In this world, day and night swap every 30 minutes. When night falls, monsters come out to hunt. During the day, they revert to human form. But if the light is too dim, even in daytime, monsters can still appear. This is the day and night kill rule. But me, sleeping soundly in my dorm, I have no idea the world outside has already been turned upside down. In the dead of night, I jolt awake. The stench of blood and rot fills the room. A wet crunching sound reaches my ears. I look toward the noise and see a figure hunched over the bed across from me, eating something I can't make out. The smell keeps getting worse. Without thinking, I call out, "Derek, what the hell are you eating?" A wave of dread hits me out of nowhere. Before I can process it, a massive shadow lunges at me. Everything goes black. I lose consciousness completely. When I come to, my head is pounding, and a line of pale blue text floats before my eyes. Spirit points. 30. What is this? Thinking back to what happened before I blacked out, it seems like I actually died. Just then, my phone buzzes. It's a message from my roommate Marcus. "Ethan, if you're awake, do not make any sound. Derek is dead. You're next." Reading this, I'm absolutely terrified. I whip my head toward Derek's bed. The figure crouching on it is way too large. It clearly doesn't match Derek's build. And the foul smell in the air is getting more sickening by the second. Wet, smacking chewing sounds keep coming from across the room, like a beast tearing into raw flesh. A question suddenly strikes me. If that thing on Derek's bed isn't Derek, then who is it? And what is it eating? A wave of pure dread washes over me. My phone buzzes again. There's a monster in our room. It can't see, but it hunts by sound. Stay silent and you'll be fine for now. Derek was snoring too loud. That's why it ate him. My eyes go wide. Sound? Isn't a phone vibration also a sound? I scramble to switch my phone to silent mode. The room finally goes quiet. But to my horror, the monster is gone. I'm about to type a reply to Marcus when a chill hits the top of my head. Instinctively, I look up. My scalp goes numb. An unknown creature is hanging upside down from the ceiling, staring straight at me. The next second, the monster's neck stretches out in a grotesque way and bites my head clean off. Everything goes dark again. The third time I open my eyes, my skull feels like it's splitting apart. The blue text in front of me has changed. Spirit points, 0. Ice shoots through my veins. Each death costs 30 points. If I die one more time, am I gone for good? I stare at the massive shape on the opposite bed. It seems to be feeding in a frenzy, and the constant crunching and gulping turns my stomach inside out. I fight back the urge to bolt out of bed and grab my phone to switch it to silent. Right then, a mechanical voice echoes in my mind. Talent awakening detected. Binding initiated. Binding complete. Reward, 30 spirit points. My heart skips. I open the status panel. Name, Ethan. Talent, prophetic dream. Spirit points, 30. Status, redeemable. The talent line grabs my attention instantly. Prophetic dream. Does that mean my deaths just now were all dreams? Am I still dreaming right now? My expression shifts back and forth. Then I focus on the word redeemable. The system pops up a prompt. Option 1, 3 attribute points. Boost strength, spirit, and other stats. Option 2, 3 skill points. Upgrade standard skills. Looking at my pathetic skill set, I trade my spirit points for attribute points and start weighing my options. But just as I'm deciding where to spend them, a faint chill brushes the top of my head. I look up and there it is again, that horrifying face. I'm holding my breath, but I'm drowning in a fear I've never felt before. I watch helplessly as that face inches closer and closer. With the last shred of clarity I have, I scream inside my head, "Put everything into spirit!" You have used 3 attribute points. Spirit plus 3. Current spirit, 9. As the system prompt appears, a wave of clarity rushes through my brain. My thoughts sharpen in an instant, then it hits me. If sound draws the monster's attention, what if I throw something to make noise? Could that lure it away? I can't afford to hesitate. I grab the earphone case beside my pillow and hurl it across the room. The instant it hits the floor, the monster on the ceiling rockets toward it. I barely manage to roll off the bed. Before I even find my footing, I hear the monster crunch the case to pieces. A second later, silence falls over the room again. I'm still terrified, but it's not the crippling panic from before. That makes me wonder about something. Could it be that the closer you are to the monster, the more you lose your mind? Just then, the monster whips around and pounces onto my bed. Cold sweat erupts across my body. Thank God I got out in time, or that thing would have ripped me apart. With the monster right beside me, overwhelming terror floods through me again, proving my theory. But before I can catch my breath, the monster shifts direction and crawls toward the foot of my bed. My heart clenches. Right next to my bed's footboard is Marcus's bunk. What do I do? Marcus can't die! I rack my brain desperately. Then I spot the water cup on the desk. An idea strikes. I fire off a message to Marcus. I'll throw the cup to lure the monster. You get off the bed. At the same exact moment, Marcus's message comes through. Make some noise to distract the monster, then turn the lights on. It's daytime right now. As long as the lights are on, the monster will vanish. That strikes me as odd. Daytime? It's clearly the middle of the night. Despite my doubts, I snatch the cup and fling it. Without looking back to check the monster's reaction, I sprint for the door and slam the light switch. The instant the light flicks on, the monster vanishes just as promised. But the scene inside the room makes my blood run cold. Derek's bed is drenched in blood. A mangled pile of something that would need to be censored lies in plain sight. Then Marcus's groggy, irritated voice cuts in. What's all the noise? Can't a guy sleep around here? Why did you turn on the light? What's that awful smell? But the second he sees what the room looks like, he shoots out of bed. What the hell happened? Don't tell me that pile of is Derek! I stare at him, my voice trembling. Marcus, have you been asleep this whole time? Marcus looks confused. Obviously I was sleeping. What else would I be doing? Those words hit me like a thunderbolt. If Marcus was asleep the whole time, then who was texting me? I swipe through my phone's contact list. Sure enough, there's a second Marcus on my home screen. I tap it and find a full chat history. It clicks immediately. Someone has been impersonating Marcus. Right then, another message pops up. Now that the lights are on, be careful. Don't let anyone know I've been messaging you. I swallow hard and slowly type 3 words. Who are you? Just then, Owen, whose bed is next to Derek's, climbs up too. His face is pure horror. Ethan, Marcus, you guys were already awake? What happened? I don't answer. I just stare at the reply on my screen. I'm Marcus from the future. I know your head is spinning right now and you probably don't trust me, but believe me, I'm not here to hurt you. The monster has only disappeared temporarily. Don't let your guard down. In this world, day and night swap every 30 minutes. At night, monsters come out to hunt. During the day, they take human form. But if the light is too dim, even in daytime, monsters can still appear. The time right now is 2:35. At 3 a.m., the monster will return. Before that happens, you must kill Owen, because he is the monster. The dorm is sealed. Until one side is dead, no one can leave. When I read that last line, alarm bells go off in my head. I rush to the door and try to open it, but it won't budge. Marcus strides over and yanks the handle. His face changes too. Why won't the door open? Owen and Marcus rush to the windows, pounding on them, but nothing gives. Owen is panicking. Maybe we should call the police? Marcus's face darkens. No good. I already tried. No signal, no internet, not even emergency calls go through. I stand off to the side, studying both their faces. Both of them look panicked and frantic, which is exactly how normal people would react. My mind is racing. Logically, I should trust the Marcus in my phone. After all, if he hadn't warned me, I'd probably be dead. But he's telling me to kill Owen. Is this person really Marcus? 1,000 thoughts flood my mind at once. I pinch my thigh hard, forcing myself to calm down. Whether the fake Marcus is telling the truth or not, I need to find the real monster and make it reveal itself, because that's the only way to gain an ally. Acting recklessly will get the other person to turn against me. I might even end up being mistaken for Derek's killer. With that in mind, I decide to test them first. Calm down, both of you. There's something I need to tell you right now. There's a monster in this room. Derek was eaten by it. When I turned on the lights, the monster disappeared, but it's probably still in here. Both of them freeze. Owen starts shaking all over. That's impossible. Monsters can't be real. Ethan, maybe seeing all that blood freaked you out and your brain made you hallucinate? Marcus nods along. Honestly, I'd rather believe this is some kind of prank video. Somebody must have swapped out our doors and windows. Derek's probably hiding somewhere right now, laughing at us. Marcus keeps talking himself into it and walks right over to Derek's bed to check. A moment later, he lets out a scream. This is a real body. Derek is really dead. With both of them spiraling into panic, I take control of the conversation. Enough guessing. I saw the monster with my own eyes. It was not a hallucination. Whether you believe me or not, the most important question right now is, where is the monster? I think it's hiding among us. One of us has already been taken over. The moment those words leave my mouth, both their faces go pale. Marcus shouts in disbelief. What do you mean? You're saying it can possess people? I pause for a moment. It's just a theory. Even if the monster can take over a human body, it might not have access to the host's memories. Let's each share something only we would know about each other. Maybe we can catch the monster slipping up. I'll go first. During freshman military training, I did the center part hair flip and a basketball dance, plus a full set of boxing combos. Marcus thinks it over. That day I showed everyone a one-finger pull-up and sparred with the drill instructor. Owen swallows hard. I just broke up with my girlfriend 2 days ago. You guys took me out drinking. After everyone shares, Owen and Marcus visibly relax. But I'm far from convinced. I press Owen further. Owen, did you feel anything unusual before you woke up? Hearing my question, Owen shakes his head. No. I raise an eyebrow and step toward him. The stench of blood in here is overwhelming. Derek has been reduced to a pile of mangled flesh. You sleep right next to him and you felt nothing? Marcus didn't throw up because his dad is a medical examiner. He's been to crime scenes since he was a kid. But you're the most squeamish person I know. And seeing all this doesn't make you want to puke? Owen stumbles backward and drops to the floor. What are you trying to say? Maybe I was just sleeping too deeply. You can't call me a monster based on that alone? Owen's eyes are bloodshot, the spitting image of someone falsely accused, brimming with rage and hurt. I furrow my brow. That expression doesn't look fake. Could it really be that Owen was deep asleep and never sensed the fear? Am I wrong? Or is this monster just that good at acting? I glance at the light switch by the door. Should I use that method after all? According to future Marcus's tip, the monster has to follow the day and night kill rule. The monster did vanish when I turned on the lights. So if I turn them off, there's a very high chance it will reappear. And then it'll be obvious who the monster is. I check my phone. 2:40 to 6 a.m. No time left. I make my decision. I head straight for the switch, but just then, a figure steps in front of me. It's Owen. His voice is shaking. Marcus, don't you think Ethan's been acting weird? He keeps checking his phone, but none of us have any signal. Who is Ethan talking to? I think Ethan is the monster. He's just pointing fingers to cover himself. A jolt runs through me. Owen is definitely hiding something. With his timid personality, there's no way he'd suddenly confront me, especially in a situation like this, unless he's the monster, trying to stop me from turning off the lights. Once it all clicks, I snap at Owen. Why are you getting so worked up? Feeling guilty? I am now completely certain that you're the monster in disguise. And I know exactly how to make you reveal yourself. Owen doesn't back down an inch. You've been the only one talking this whole time. How do we know any of it's true? If you ask me, you're the most suspicious one here. Unless you show us your phone. Owen's deliberate steering works. Marcus's attention lands on my phone. Ethan, maybe just let him see it. I keep my composure. Sure, I can show you the phone. But while you're looking at it, this fake Owen is going to keep spinning excuses. His real goal is to stall for time. I already know how to expose him. Since the monster vanished when we turned on the lights, then turning them off should bring it back. If we flip the lights off and immediately back on, we'll catch the monster in its true form. But Owen cannot be the one to do it. If he transforms, he could smash the switch. And if we can't turn the lights back on, we're dead. Those words jolt Marcus into action. He races to the switch and locks his eyes on Owen. Just as he's about to flip it, Owen screams. Marcus, don't! I've awakened the power of mind, Red. Ethan is the monster. If you turn off the lights, we're all dead. I know what you're thinking right now. You're thinking that if I can really read minds, then I should say what's on your mind right now to prove it. Am I right? I see Marcus's resolve waver. Owen seizes the opening and keeps going. No way, Owen can actually read my thoughts? How is that even possible? He's got to be guessing. But the more Owen talks, the wider Marcus's eyes get. I'm just as shocked. The monster can do something like this? Seeing Marcus wavering, I cut in immediately. That's just one of the monster's special abilities. Don't fall for this manipulation. Before 3 a.m. we have to kill him, or when the clock strikes we all die. Marcus is caught in the middle, torn. Then Owen suddenly roars, I can prove myself. He lunges toward Derek's desk and grabs a fruit knife, slashing his own wrist without hesitation. Ever since college started, I've been bullied. You guys were the ones who saved me. But now Derek's been eaten, and Ethan's been taken over by a monster. I don't want to lose you too. If turning off the lights means we both die, then let it just be me. Marcus, can you believe me now? Marcus freezes completely. His eyes well up with tears. He looks like he's bought it. Seeing the situation spiraling out of control, I take a deep breath. Damn it. This self-harm stunt has hit Marcus right in his weak spot. He's starting to doubt me. Now, if I insist Owen is the monster, Marcus will turn on me. What do? I check my phone. 2:56 a.m. Almost out of time. At this critical moment, future Marcus's message finally comes through. Ethan, you still haven't killed Owen? Time is nearly up. Here's one more crucial piece of information. A monster that has just taken over a human body can't absorb large amounts of memories quickly. It usually only integrates basic human knowledge. Specific memories require time and effort to recall. Reading this, I look up immediately. Owen, you said you broke up 2 days ago, but do you remember the exact date you and your girlfriend first met? Owen's face twists with pain. What trick are you pulling now? You're already exposed, I cut him off. Answer me right now. When we all met for the first time, who paid for the meal? What was your score on the English proficiency exam? This time Owen just shuts his eyes. Let me think. I don't give him the chance. I go straight for the kill shot. Tell me, how much is a glass of royal jade wine? I keep firing questions, but Owen just stands there looking half dead. I'm a little tired. Let me think. Just then, a click cuts through our argument. Marcus has already hit the switch. The instant the lights go out, the monster's neck stretches grotesquely toward me. Just before its jaws clamp down, the lights blast back on. The monster reappears right where Owen was sitting, shifting back into Owen's form. Cold sweat drenches my back. Thank God Marcus was fast. 1 second later and I'd be dead. Marcus is shaking with fury. It really is a monster. Played me like a fool. He charges over, kicks Owen to the ground and starts smashing him with an iron stool, but Marcus's swings aren't landing where it counts. I dive in, grab the fruit knife from the floor, and drive it straight into Owen's throat without hesitation. Then I stab his chest several times, and only then do I stop. But Owen hasn't reverted to his monster form. I grab my phone. It's 2:59. Messages from future Marcus are flooding in. Did you kill Owen? I'm running out of time. Remember everything I'm about to tell you. From the moment you step outside that door, don't trust anyone. Get to the rooftop as fast as you can, and jump. It's the only way out. Also, there's a girl in this building named Chloe. If you run into her before you leave, tell her the ritual node is in room 1104. From here on, fight to stay alive. I scan the messages in a blur, no time to read carefully. My fingers fly across the screen. I killed Owen, but why hasn't he changed back into monster form? Future Marcus replies instantly. No, one of my messages failed to send. These monsters have incredible vitality. Only decapitation can guarantee a true kill. Damn it. Something this critical and my message failed. This has to be the rules interfering. My stomach drops. I scramble to pick up the fruit knife. But right then, Owen's mutilated face suddenly curls into a twisted grin. The next second, night falls. Everything in sight vanishes. Marcus's scream starts and cuts off instantly. Then the room fills with the sickening sound of chewing. Survival instinct kicks in and I sprint toward the switch, slamming it again and again. but the lights won't come on. In the darkness, I feel a massive jaw tearing into my chest and stomach. Searing pain rips through me, and I black out completely. In the dead of night dorm room, my eyes snap open. I bolt upright in bed. I'm still alive! The darkness is absolute. I can't see my own hand in front of my face. The only sound is the intermittent crunching beside me. My scalp prickles. I clamp down on my ragged breathing and fumble for my phone. The time, 2:30 a.m. My pupils contract. Was everything before just a dream? I immediately switch my phone to silent. Right then, a familiar mechanical voice echoes in my mind. Talent awakening detected. Binding initiated. Less than a second later, binding is complete. I pull up the system panel with practiced ease. It's identical to before. So that's what this is. This is the prophetic dream. This is the real world now. The 3 consecutive deaths at the hands of the monster all happened inside the dream. After the 3rd death, my spirit points hit 0, and the dream ended. Then I notice my spirit stat is already at 9, so stat boosts gained inside the dream carry over into reality. I check my phone. No messages from Marcus yet. Can that link only be established inside the dream? I take a deep breath. Now's not the time to think about it. The priority is killing the monster. I can't afford to die this time. I reach for the wireless earbuds by my pillow and toss them across the room. With a sharp clatter, the hulking creature lunges after the sound, just as expected. I seize the opening, jump down, grab the cup off the desk and hurl it. The instant it shatters, I sprint to the light switch by the door and flip it on. Marcus's irritated voice comes immediately. Why'd you turn on the light? What's that awful smell? Then Owen sits up in bed. Ethan, Marcus, you guys were already awake? What happened? I don't waste words. I just run to the door and pretend to try opening it. The result is obvious. The rules have sealed it shut. Seeing this, Marcus and Owen both rush over. Of course I know the door won't open. I only did that to lure Owen close to me. I pull up my status panel again. System, allocate my points. All into strength. You have used 3 attribute points. Strength plus 3. Current strength, 8. A searing ache floods my entire body as every muscle swells in an instant. Right now I feel like I could punch through a brick wall. Owen notices something is off. He hurries over. Ethan, what's happening to you? But before he can finish, I lash out with a brutal kick. Owen slams into the wall. Marcus goes pale with shock. He grabs my arm. What are you doing? I twist his wrist and pull him back to the light switch. Owen is the monster. Derek was eaten by him. My grip alone stuns Marcus. In his mind, I've always been the scrawny one. But now I'm stronger than he is. I raise my phone in one hand, aiming the flashlight beam straight at Owen. My other hand rests on the light switch. Marcus, watch closely. Click. The lights go out. Owen's scrawny frame instantly warps and swells, morphing into a monster at least 2 meters tall. Before Marcus can even react, the creature is already hurtling toward us. Click. The lights flood back on. Owen reverts to his original form, slumped on the floor, as if everything just now was an illusion. Marcus's eyes are wide open. He can't believe what he just saw. But I'm already on the move, snatching the fruit knife off Derek's desk, giving Owen 0 chance to say a single word. With 8 points in strength, Owen can't fight back at all. I pin his head down, and with one clean stroke, sever his head from his body. Staring at the decapitated monster on the floor, I feel almost dazed. This time it went so smoothly. At that moment the system's mechanical voice rings in my head. You have killed a phantom clone. I snap out of my daze. Phantom? What is that? A creature this cunning and vicious was merely a clone. Then how terrifying must the original body be, remembering future Marcus's final warning in the dream. That I shouldn't trust anyone from the moment I walk out that door. It's clear this entire building is crawling with danger. I steady my nerves and check the system prompt. Spirit points plus 10. First aberration kill detected. You may select one transcendent skill. Options are as follows. Transcendent skill 1, Mind Read. By placing your palm on a target's body you can read their inner thoughts. Transcendent skill 2, Frenzy. While active, your strength and agility increase by 50%, and pain is reduced by 50%. Transcendent skill 3, Replication. You can separate any body tissue to form a clone. The clone stats are 50% of your own. Choose within 10 seconds. Failure to choose forfeits the reward. My first reaction is pure excitement. Killing aberrations actually yields spirit points. That's the foundation for getting stronger. But then I start weighing my options carefully. All 3 abilities are useful. Frenzy boosts raw power, but compared to the monsters I faced in the dream, it's still not enough. Replication could catch enemies off guard, at the perfect moment, but with only 50% of my stats, the clone would get destroyed instantly by these monsters. Mind Read offers the highest margin for error. If I face another impossible choice, at least I can make one precise call. With that, I make my decision. I choose Mind Read. The system responds instantly. You have acquired Transcendent Skill, Mind Read. I let out a long breath. From the moment I got out of bed to now, barely 3 minutes have passed, yet it feels like a lifetime. Marcus is still cursing in disbelief behind me. I walk over and pat his shoulder. Marcus, I know you have a ton of questions, but we're running out of time. I'll only ask you once. From here on, can you trust me unconditionally? No matter what I do, will you have my back? Marcus nods without a second's hesitation. What kind of question is that? Of course I trust you. We're brothers from different mothers, man. I'd give you the shirt off my back. I ignore his joking around, grip the fruit knife, and open the dorm room door. The moment I step across the threshold, an indescribable wave of blood stench slams into my nostrils. The hallway looks like something out of hell. Everything is bathed in a dim, bloody hue. Not far ahead, more than a dozen people are clustered together, voices overlapping with shouts of, "Hit him! Kill him!" I instinctively want to retreat, but my shoe makes a wet, sticky sound on the floor. That small noise draws every eye. Someone yells, "Room 412's door just opened!" Instantly, a wall of stairs locks onto us. 2 people came out this time? Are they both monsters? Doesn't matter, grab them first. The crowd surges forward, all talking at once. I tense up. My original plan was to head straight for the rooftop the moment I got out. But the horrifying, blood-soaked scene in this hallway makes me reconsider. These students look terrified, yet none of them have left. That can only mean one thing: they're all trapped. I don't hesitate. I trade my last 10 spirit points for 1 attribute point and dump it straight into strength. Then I tighten my grip on the fruit knife, ready to strike first. Right then, a system alert that makes my scalp tingle appears before my eyes. You have entered the Twilight Nexus. Mandatory quest activated. The night fiend lurking in the darkness has noticed you. Every decision you make will be a test of life and death. Objective: prevent the night fiend's ascension. Reward: choose one of 3 random divine sequences. Failure results in forced elimination. Time limit: 4 a.m. Quest begins. Just as I'm processing all this, a cold voice cuts through from the back of the crowd. "Everyone, shut up." A student carrying a baseball bat steps out from the group. I recognize him instantly: Preston, the student council president. The guy who always has an entourage around him, who has never had any respect for regular students like us. Preston stops half a step in front of me. "How did you kill the monster? How did you get out? You'd better tell me everything that happened in your room." I raise an eyebrow and fire back. "What happened out here in the hallway? Why are so many people dead?" "Start talking." Preston's face darkens, but after sizing up the muscular Marcus standing next to me, he swallows his anger and explains. "Here's what happened. Last night, someone who couldn't sleep went wandering and found that everyone in several rooms was dead. That woke the whole floor. But 3 rooms still couldn't be opened. No cell signal, no internet, not even emergency calls. All of us were trapped. Then around 2 a.m., every light on the floor went out at once. Total darkness. The whole hallway was nothing but screams. The 4th floor originally had over 100 people. When the lights came back on, fewer than 20 of us were left. That's when room 403 suddenly opened. Only Malcolm walked out alive. We tried to get answers from him. He said there was a problem with the wiring, that monsters could travel through the electrical circuits into every light fixture, and whenever they stored up enough energy, they'd materialize. He said the lights going out was the signal, and to survive we had to destroy the power supply or the light fixtures. I believed his lies. When I pulled the breaker, screams erupted instantly. I pushed it back as fast as I could, but when the lights returned, 3 more were dead. Hearing this, everything clicks into place like fog lifting. So many things I didn't understand now make perfect sense. I had been wondering why the monsters didn't just destroy the main power supply first, and why Owen in the dream, even though he had the chance to secretly turn off the lights, never did so. The answer is the rules. Monsters cannot interfere with lights or electricity. They can only manipulate humans into doing it for them. Preston suddenly rounds on us. "Now that you 2 are out, tell me exactly what happened in your room and how you killed the monster. If you don't cooperate, we'll assume you're monsters too." Preston's words strike a chord with the crowd. They had been hesitant because of Marcus's imposing presence, but now they're riled up. Feeling the blade-sharp stares from every direction, I step forward. "Relax. We all want the same thing, to get out of here as fast as possible. And I already have a plan. But first I need to confirm 2 things. Number 1, where is Malcolm?" Preston jerks his chin toward a spot down the hall. "Over there." The crowd parts. Following Preston's gaze, the next second every single person freezes. There's nothing but a pool of blood. No body. No Malcolm. Preston's face goes white. He rushes over, demanding answers from everyone around him. "Where is Malcolm?" The crowd erupts in confusion. "No idea. He was just here. Wasn't he beaten to death? How can he just vanish?" The eerie scene sends a chill down everyone's spine. I look at the group and raise a question. What if Malcolm never actually died? Did any of you see him turn into a monster? Preston's eyes widen. "What are you saying? Your room had a headless monster corpse. Are you telling me you have to cut off their heads to actually kill them?" I don't answer that. Instead, I fix my eyes on Colt, the lackey standing beside Preston. "How much is a glass of royal jade wine?" Colt blinks. "What are you even talking about? That makes no sense." My expression doesn't change. "I'm giving you 1 chance. Answer. Now." Colt turns to Preston with a scowl. "Preston, these 2 are screwing with us on purpose. They don't want to cooperate. I bet they're just like Malcolm, both monsters in disguise. Let's take them down." Colt is about to keep talking, but I explode into action, seize Colt's head, and slash in one swift motion. With 9 points in strength, Colt's neck snaps clean apart. The gruesome sight sends the crowd stumbling backward. Then they raise their weapons, ready to rush me. I point down at Colt's body. "You sure you want to do that? Open your eyes and see for yourselves who the real monster is." Every head turns. Colt's body is already twisted and bloated, morphing into a grotesque creature. Preston starts trembling uncontrollably. Colt was a monster? How is that possible? He was with us the whole time. Is every monster disguised as a human? The crowd erupts into murmuring. My voice cuts through and pulls them back. The monsters hide among us. That is the day and night kill rule. When night falls, monsters emerge to kill. When day arrives, humans get their chance to find and eliminate them. The tightly packed crowd scatters apart. Every pair of eyes now carries a flicker of suspicion. Seeing this, I let out a cold laugh. I've now killed 2 monsters. I have the strongest case for being human. Anyone who comes after me is more likely to be a monster themselves. And one more thing. Anyone who tries to stir up panic or turn people against each other deserves what's coming, monster or not. My gaze sweeps across the crowd. Every person I lock eyes with looks away. Finally, my stare lands on a burly, heavyset guy. You're Wade, right? You're Colt's roommate, and he bullied you constantly. You should hate Colt's guts. So why were you so eager to defend him just now? Tell me, how much is a glass of royal jade wine? The moment I say it, the crowd remembers the question I asked Colt right before I killed him. They put 2 and 2 together and back away from Wade. Wade's face turns white. You don't actually think I'm a monster, do you? $180 a glass. Hearing the answer, I fire another question. Odd changes, even stays, signs follow the quadrant. Who's the best at operating heavy machinery? Lanxiang Technical School in Shandong. 3 questions in a row. Wade answers every single one correctly without missing a beat, but I keep staring at him. After 2 seconds, I suddenly smile. Come with me. I stride down the hallway. Wade hesitates but falls in behind me. After about 10 meters, I stop and point to the breaker box on the wall. Wade, pull that breaker down. Everyone panics. They shout for me to stop. I ignore all of them, stare at Wade, and jerk my chin toward the breaker. Pull it. Cold sweat runs down Wade's face. I can't pull that breaker. The monsters will come out and we'll all die. If you suspect me, keep asking me questions. I'll answer every single one. I lean against the wall. You can flip it down and push it right back up. If you're fast enough, the monsters won't have time to kill anyone. Wade grits his teeth, eyes bloodshot. This is all just your theory. You just want to kill someone because everyone came at you earlier. If you really think I'm a monster, then kill me. But I will not pull that breaker. I won't gamble with everyone's lives. The crowd is visibly moved. Wade looks around at everyone, then sets his jaw with a look of grim resolve and grabs for my knife hand. Fine. Kill me then. If I die, I just hope you leave the others alone. But before Wade's fingers even reach me, I kick him square in the chest. Wade rockets into the wall behind him like a cannonball. The smile drops from my face. You'd rather die than pull a breaker. It's not that you won't do it, it's that you can't. Am I wrong? Wade begs on his knees, crawling desperately toward me. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm not a monster. I ignore his pleas and bring the knife down. Wade's head separates from his body in an instant. As the corpse twists into monster form, every face in the crowd goes blank. If the first time was a coincidence, this time there's no denying it. I found the monster with pinpoint accuracy. Again. A flicker of hope rises in the crowd. Maybe this guy can really lead them out. I don't care what any of them are thinking. I position Marcus beside me, then point at the crowd. 2 orders. First, everyone back up. At least 5 meters. Stay where I can see you. Second, turn on your phone flashlights and point them at yourselves. If you don't have a phone, get next to someone who does. Fast. You have 10 seconds. The crowd is a bit stunned, but seeing me issue clear orders, they latch on like I'm their lifeline. Everyone obeys. Click. I pull the breaker. The hallway plunges into darkness. One quick glance tells me everyone is still in human form. I slam the breaker back up. The whole thing takes about 1 second. When the dim lights fill the hallway again, everyone lets out a collective breath of relief. The looks they exchange carry a little less suspicion than before. Right then, a faint creak breaks the silence. I turn toward the sound and see a figure in pajamas slip out of room 418. The man in pajamas looks both ways down the hallway, then bolts in the opposite direction from the group. Someone quick on the uptake shouts, "He's running! He must be a monster!" My eyes go cold. The system's words flash through my mind. The Night Fiend has noticed you. In a heartbeat, the man in pajamas reaches the fire door. He's about to slip into the stairwell. A blade whistles through the air. My fruit knife buries itself dead center in his back. The impact sends him crashing to the floor. But even so, he keeps crawling forward. I roar, "Marcus!" Almost before the word leaves my mouth, Marcus shoots past me like an arrow. Just as the man in pajamas shoves the fire door open and is about to escape, Marcus reaches him and drags him back by force, leaving only one arm still clinging to the doorframe. As I stride up to them, a massive hand reaches out from behind the fire door. It's covered in dark, blackish-green, rotting skin, and it's clawing straight for Marcus's head. My eyes go wide. "Watch out!" Marcus instinctively leans back and dodges the swipe. I pull him to my side. Through the half-open fire door, in the pitch-dark stairwell where the hallway lights can't reach, 2 massive monsters stand looming. One is covered in that blackish-green, rotting skin. Its eyes glow blood red, like they're about to drip. The other is still wearing a pair of pajamas stretched to the bursting point, heavy breaths rasping from its mouth. The 2 monsters are clearly different. The one in pajamas is probably blind, just like the one that possessed Owen. But the one with the rotting skin looks far more developed, especially its eyes. It can clearly see us. A chill runs down my spine. The more people a monster devours, the stronger it becomes. Just then, the rest of the group catches up, sees the 2 monsters in the stairwell, and scrambles backward in terror. I bark, "Flashlights on!" Marcus and I aim our phone lights into the stairwell. But the 2 monsters don't flinch. They keep staring coldly at us. Only when several more people find the courage to add their flashlights do both monsters finally retreat down the stairs. Preston's face lights up. Everyone gather around. If we all keep our flashlights on, the monsters won't dare come near us. The crowd perks up, every hopeful eye on me, waiting for me to take the first step. Seeing this shameless display, I laugh. Why don't you go first? Preston acts like it's obvious. You're the strongest one here. Of course you should lead. You can't seriously expect us regular people to go first. If something happens, we wouldn't stand a chance. I read every face in the crowd, then I scoff. I think there's been a misunderstanding. I said I had a way to get out of here. When did I ever say I'd take you with me? The moment those words land, every face in the crowd goes pale. Before this, they were on the verge of total despair. It was my display of superhuman strength and consecutive monster kills that gave them a sliver of hope, but now I'm saying I won't take them along, and that fragile hope shatters instantly. A tall, thin man drops to his knees in front of me. Please no, don't abandon us, take us with you, we'll do anything you say. I give the crowd a cool glance. If you want to leave with me, then you follow my orders. You have 2 minutes, collect as many phones as you can find and meet me in room 412. Of course, if you have a death wish, feel free to follow Preston down the stairs right now. With that, I pull Marcus back to room 412. The moment we're inside, I dig through my closet and pull out a pack of water bottles, then grab a carton of milk from Derek's desk. I unscrew each bottle and pour in a small amount of milk, shaking each one until it's evenly mixed. While I'm still assembling these, students start trickling in with phones. Preston is losing patience. What are you doing with all those water bottles? You're wasting everyone's time. Without looking up, I reply, we need brighter light. I strap the collected phones onto a mop handle, then fasten the milky water bottles around the flashlights. Using the principle of light refraction, the beam becomes dramatically brighter, far more powerful than any phone flashlight. Everyone stares in stunned silence. So this is what brighter light looks like. It's way stronger than bare phone lights. Preston's eyes light up. If we make a few more of these light lances, one for each person, we can definitely make it downstairs safely. I'll send people to grab more phones. I stand up and cut him off. No time. Day and night swap every half hour. In less than 5 minutes it'll be 3 a.m. and night will fall again. The crowd doesn't need to hear more. Everyone piles out of room 412, rushing toward the nearest fire exit, terrified that one wasted second could cost them their lives. But when they reach the fire door, every single one of them stops. They turn and look back at me with pleading eyes. Preston's wheels are turning. Ethan, the phones were collected by everyone, but both light lances are in your hands. That doesn't seem fair, does it? How about this, you and Marcus share one, and the rest of us share the other? What do you say? Of course, it's just a suggestion. I'm only thinking of the group. If you don't agree, forget I said anything. I know exactly what he's doing, trying to guilt-trip me. But I hand over one of the light lances anyway. Fair point, take this one for now. Preston's lips curl into a smug little grin. But before he can enjoy the moment, my next sentence makes his eyelid twitch. Now that you've got something to keep you alive, you can go ahead and scout the way down. If you'd rather not, then to make sure you don't stab me in the back, I'll just knock you out and leave you here. Preston's face goes white as a sheet. Don't knock me out. I'll do it. I'll scout. I'm going right now. He grabs the light lance and hurries through the fire door. On the landing between the 4th and 3rd floors, 2 wolf-like monsters still loom in place. Preston grits his teeth and takes 1 step down. The monsters don't move. A second step. Still nothing. Not until the 4th step do the 2 creatures finally shift backward, one after the other. Preston lets out a huge breath of relief, nearly collapsing, but I narrow my eyes. Just now, the one with blackish-green rotting skin retreated first, and then the one in pajamas followed. There was a clear sequence between them, yet neither made a sound to the other. Can monsters share information? And there's another question that needs answering. Were these 2 truly forced back by the light, or are they deliberately luring us deeper? With that in mind, I point to the 4 people behind me. You 4, head down too, stay behind them. The 4 exchange glances, then reluctantly follow down the stairs. As Preston and the others reach the landing, from where I'm standing, the 2 monsters are no longer visible. If they were faking their retreat, they could have leapt up and slaughtered everyone by now. At this point, I'm about 70% certain the light genuinely drove them back. With that, I pull Marcus into the stairwell, lean in, and whisper something in his ear. Then I turn to the remaining 5. Everyone on your feet, max out the light coverage. They nod and step through the fire door. At the same time, under the stunned gazes of Preston and the others, Marcus grips the light lance, plants his feet, and locks into a perfect throwing stance. He hurls it straight at the 2 monsters below. Almost instantly, the one covered in rotting skin leaps downward and vanishes, but the pajama monster is half a beat too slow. When the bright beam hits it, something bizarre happens. The pajama monster dissolves into a blur, streaking up the staircase toward us. I whip my head around and see, in the hallway beyond the fire door, a young man in pajamas materializing out of thin air. I let out a sharp shout, lunge forward, yank the fruit knife free, and slash downward. The blade buries itself in the back of its neck. With the pajama monster dead, I waste no time. I shout to the remaining 5, downstairs, now! And charge down. Seeing Preston and the others frozen in place, I don't bother with words. I snatch the light lance right out of Preston's hands. Keep up, don't fall behind. Just like that, we reach the ground floor lobby. Over a dozen mangled corpses greet us, but I only spare them a glance before heading straight for the building manager's office. Unlike a regular student dorm room, the manager's office has a wooden door plus an outer lattice iron gate, and that iron gate is exactly why I came here. I stride into the office, reach the metal bunk bed in the corner, and start dragging it. Everyone get over here. Help me move this bed to the doorway. They obey without question. Then suddenly someone shouts in fury, "Preston, what the hell are you doing?" Everyone turns to look. Preston has somehow grabbed the manager's keys, slammed the iron gate shut, and locked all of us inside. "You bunch of idiots, just sit here and die!" The crowd erupts in cursing, but Preston is already gone with the keys. I cut through the chaos with a cold voice. "Forget him. Help me barricade the door. We're running out of time." Meanwhile, Preston has reached the main entrance, but no matter how he twists the key, the door won't open. Just as sweat pours down his face, there's a snap. The key breaks off inside the lock. The very next second, without any warning, every light vanishes at once. Night has fallen. I hear Preston sprint back to the manager's office door, pounding on it and screaming, "Open up! Open up! Someone let me in! I know I messed up! Ethan, please save me one more time!" Hearing his desperate cries, someone inside speaks up tentatively. "Maybe we should let him in. The monsters aren't here yet." Before I can respond, someone else shuts it down. It's Spencer, the guy with glasses who knelt before me earlier. "No way. It's nighttime now. It's extremely dangerous out there. None of us can see a thing. There's nowhere to run." Others immediately back him up. "Exactly. Besides, Preston was going to lock us all in here to die. Why should we care about someone that vicious?" As the argument continues, I cut in cold. "Everyone shut up. Haven't you noticed Preston has gone silent? The monster is already here. The only reason it hasn't attacked is because it's waiting for us to open the door." Before I even finish, a blood-curdling scream erupts from outside. "It hurts! My leg! I think it's broken! Help me!" The shrieking mixes with the wet sounds of chewing and swallowing. Everyone's blood runs cold. A dark thought settles in my gut. This monster is devious. It deliberately held back from killing Preston, waiting for us to open the door. Only after realizing we wouldn't did it finally strike. When the chewing outside stops, I immediately warn everyone, "Brace yourselves, it's coming." The instant I finish, a massive force slams into the gate. The impact shakes my hands numb. Everyone throws their weight behind the bunk bed, pinning it against the iron gate. I hear groans of pain around me and shout to keep spirits up. "Hold the line! The monster's goal is to feed. As long as we hold, it won't waste its time on us. It'll move on to easier prey. If we can just last until daylight, I'll get us out of here." Maybe my words do the trick. Everyone pushes with everything they've got. The iron gate holds. I watch the clock on the system panel. Every second is pure agony. Then suddenly, the pounding stops. Dead silence fills the darkness. The monster seems to be gone. As the group relaxes, I warn them, "Don't drop your guard. 15 more minutes and night will be over." The tension in the room starts to ease. A few people even begin whispering. I frown. Something feels off. As the minutes tick by, the unease grows stronger until a terrifying thought hits me. My voice cuts sharp. "Everyone, count off. Starting with me." 10 numbers ring out one after another. A brief silence. Then someone speaks up, confused. "Wait, only 10? There are supposed to be 11 of us." The words hang in the air. No one knows what's happening, but everyone can feel something is wrong. The atmosphere turns suffocating again. Spencer's tense voice breaks through. "I didn't hear Skinny. Skinny, where are you? Why didn't you count off?" A strange, raspy voice drifts out. "I'm right here. I'm just so tired." Skinny keeps talking, while a low, animal-like growl rumbles from his throat. In the pitch-black darkness where you can't see your own hand, an indescribable sense of dread creeps into every heart. I had always wondered how the monsters managed to possess people. Now I don't need to wonder. Skinny is going through that process right now. I hiss. Everyone, dead silent. Skinny is being taken over. I pull out the fruit knife from my waist and lunge toward the heavy breathing. But the blade doesn't sink into flesh. It feels like stabbing old bark. The already chipped tip can barely penetrate. I refuse to give up and try again. But then, a tidal wave of terror crashes over me. My mind starts to scramble. Skinny has been fully taken over by the monster. The moment that clicks, I scramble backward. Only after putting some distance between us does the fear start to fade. Someone shouts in panic. "What happened? How did Skinny get possessed? Aren't we supposed to keep locking the door?" But before he can finish, a deep, bestial roar cuts through the dark, followed by a piercing scream. The thick stench of blood floods the entire room. People panic, knocking things over. Someone tries to open the door. I keep my voice low but sharp. "Shut up! Not a single sound." A freshly possessed monster is blind. It can only hunt by sound. Right then the chewing stops. My heart lurches. I instinctively duck and shift to a new spot. A massive impact hits exactly where I was just standing. Every hair on my body stands on end. I only moved out of caution, and it just saved my life. The Night Fiend has marked me. I'm its primary target. By now, the others have lost all reason. "The monster is inside. Why are we still in here? Let's get out. Stop listening to Ethan. He's trying to get us killed." I hear them shoving the bunk bed aside, metal screeching against the floor. I block it all out. I warned them. That's all I could do. Some people are determined to die. Screams and the sounds of ripping flesh fill the room one after another. Then, as the final second of 3:20 to 9 a.m. ticks away, blinding light explodes into existence, banishing every trace of darkness. As my eyes adjust, the sound of shattering glass rips through the air. Skinny is charging at me with a broken beer bottle. He used to be thin as a stick, but now every muscle in his body is swollen and engorged with blood. His speed has jumped dramatically. In a blink, he flanks me. I watch the beer bottle about to crash into my skull twist sideways to dodge, and grip the fruit knife tight in my right hand, driving it hard towards Skinny's gut. But Skinny dodges my strike with ease and slashes a cut across my face. In a flash, I recall the frenzy description from the transcendent skill options the system offered after my first kill. Activating it boosts strength and agility by 50%. Damn it. This thing must have frenzy active. I know I can't match its speed, so I just throw my left hand out to grab the bottle. The jagged glass punches straight through my palm. At the same time, my right hand thrusts forward, plunging the knife into Skinny's stomach. Marcus rushes up behind Skinny and grabs a fistful of his hair, yanking his throat wide open. I seize the moment and drive the blade clean through, severing Skinny's head in one motion. The system chimes in right on cue. You have killed a phantom clone. Current spirit points, 14. Status, redeemable. Kill confirmed. I scan the room. After this 30-minute nightmare, only 6 people are still alive. I wave them over. Stay sharp. Now is not the time to rest. Gather up all our light lances. We're moving out. Gritting through the pain, I pull the biggest glass shards from my palm and tear off a strip of cloth to wrap it. Everyone watching flinches. Spencer looks at me with concern. Shouldn't we find a first aid kit? Disinfect it and bandage it properly? If it gets infected, that's bad news. I shake my head. No time for that. Maybe it's because my physical stats have jumped so much, but while the pain is real, it's far more bearable than I expected. With everyone ready, Marcus holds 2 light lances. The phones inside still have plenty of charge. A thought suddenly hits me. I remember that to stay on good terms with the building manager, I once gave him a heavy-duty tactical flashlight. It's the kind of thing he'd keep within easy reach. With that in mind, I search the room. Sure enough, I find it on the windowsill in the corner. I give it a quick check. All functions are working perfectly, and the battery still has 2 bars. I let out a breath of relief. With this, our survival odds just went way up. Spencer raises a question. What's our next move? The main exit is sealed by some kind of force. How are we supposed to get out of here? I turn toward the window. There's only one way out. Climb to the roof and jump. The second those words leave my mouth, every face in the room goes pale. Spencer can't believe his ears. This building is 11 stories tall. Jumping is suicide. Are you sure that actually works? I wave it off. I promised to tell you how to get out, and I have. I showed you how to make the light lances. Whether you believe me is your call. From here, I've got other things to do. We split up here. Marcus blinks once, then looks completely unfazed. The others start panicking. I ignore them. While talking, I've already redeemed another attribute point. Getting stronger is what matters most right now. These are the building blocks of survival. Considering how outmatched I was when Skinny activated Frenzy, I dump this single point into agility. You have used 1 attribute point. Agility +1. Current agility, 6. As the system prompts flash by, a sharp tingling ache ripples through my body. My muscles grow noticeably leaner and tighter. The change is subtle, but everyone's nerves are on a razor's edge. They notice. Spencer's eyes flicker. I believe Ethan. What we're facing right now is beyond anything normal logic can explain. One wrong step and we're dead. He stares at me intently. I'll believe whatever you tell me, but from here on I want to stay with you. I promise I won't slow you down. The others all pledge their loyalty too. Let me come with you. I'll scout ahead if you need me to. Me too. With this many people, we can at least help carry the load. Seeing everyone so determined, I give a slight nod. We just went through hell together. If you trust me this much, I won't let you down. But let me be clear up front. This is life or death. From now on, everything revolves around my calls. Every order I give, you follow without question. Otherwise, don't blame me for what happens. Everyone agrees in unison. Terrified I might change my mind. I check the time. 3 minutes have already passed. I lead everyone out of the manager's office. On the move, I lay out the plan. I'm looking for a woman named Chloe. I don't know exactly where she is. So when we enter each new floor, we call out Chloe's name first, then search for survivors. To make sure no monsters are hiding among them, we run a lights-off test before entering any hallway. Our main objectives are 3 things. First, find Chloe. Second, rescue survivors. Third, kill monsters. Any questions? Everyone nods. They understand. Then Spencer gives me a hesitant look. Ethan, you're going to need a real weapon. I remember a guy on this floor named Lester. He collects bladed weapons. His room should have some sharpened swords. My eyes light up. Which room? Spencer thinks for a moment, then looks up. Room 115. I'll take you there. I nod, then turn to the rest. Stick to the plan. Spencer, Marcus, and I will sweep the first floor. Yang, Harris, Kane, you 3 build another light lance. With a wave, I send Marcus left to check the rooms, while Spencer and I head right. We move fast. No survivors. Every door along the way is already open, each revealing a blood-soaked scene inside. I shout Chloe's name anyway, just in case. We quickly reach room 115. 3 bodies lie across this 4-person dorm. Spencer scans the room, goes straight to the innermost wardrobe, and pulls out 3 bladed weapons. What I see is a tang saber, a spring blade, and a Han greatsword over 2 meters long. I was going to pick the tang saber or the spring blade, but the moment I take the weapons from Spencer's hands, my mind changes instantly. All 3 are sharpened, but the saber and the spring blade are too light. The Han greatsword, on the other hand, has serious heft. It must weigh around 10 pounds. I give it one swing and the wardrobe door splits clean in half. I hand the spring blade to Spencer. The Tang saber goes to Marcus. Take this spring blade for self-defense. But Spencer pushes it back. Give it to Kane, he's a lot more built than I am. It suits him better. Seeing Spencer's hesitant expression, I narrow my eyes. You pulled me aside on purpose. Say what you need to say. Spencer's face flushes. I know you don't actually want to go alone. Having us around makes you safer. But I'm asking you not to treat me as expendable, like Kane and the others. My brain can be useful to you. Take just now, for example. I'm the one who steered the others into following you willingly. And if danger comes, I can get them to volunteer as a rear guard. Spencer adjusts his glasses, waiting anxiously for my answer. I see right through him. All those noble-sounding words, but the truth is he's scared that the rooftop escape might be a lie. That's why he insists on sticking with me. I don't call him out. 2 minutes are up. As for your offer, let's talk about it after we make it out alive. Spencer's face goes red. He's about to say more when Marcus's voice booms from the doorway. Alright, quit whining. Your boy Marcus is vouching for you. Just don't pull any stunts and Ethan won't hang you out to dry. Marcus strolls in, spots the blades in my hands, and his eyes light up. Oh hell yes. Look at all this gear. That one's mine. He grabs the Tang saber and spins it with a flourish, grinning ear to ear. I turn to Spencer with a smirk. See? Marcus is the real boss around here. You're barking up the wrong tree. I throw an arm around Marcus and walk out. After linking up with the three making the light lance, I lead everyone to the third floor to search. The moment we arrive, I catch faint voices from the last room down the hall. Malcolm, your head is bleeding so much. Are you really okay? Maybe we should call an ambulance. Then I hear a reply. Relax, I told you, I'm fine, my head just hurts a little. Turn the lights off for me. My eyes narrow. Malcolm is the monster that escaped on the 4th floor. I didn't expect him to end up here. I send Marcus and the others to search elsewhere, then charge to the last room and kick the door wide open. The people inside jump in fright and scramble to the corners. The moment I step in, Malcolm drops his act and lunges at me, arms flailing. I step back half a pace and swing the sword one-handed. The 10-pound Han greatsword moves like it weighs nothing in my grip. The next instant, Malcolm's head sails through the air. Less than 5 seconds and he's decapitated. The body on the floor reverts to monster form. You have killed a phantom clone. Current spirit points, 21. Status, redeemable. Without hesitation, I push my agility straight to 8. Right then, a horrified voice shrieks beside me. You just killed someone! I turn and see 4 survivors scared out of their minds, barely standing. Just to be safe, I flip the lights off for a test. Thankfully, all 4 remain in human form. I turn and walk out. No time to explain. This building is full of danger. If you want to live, follow me now. The words barely leave my mouth before all 4 come scrambling after me, yelping. Outside, I meet up with Marcus. He's pumped. He just took down a monster on his own. I'm pleasantly surprised. Feel anything different? Marcus grins wide. Sore all over, but man, what a rush. My muscles feel pumped and tight. I pause. Nothing else? Like any sounds? Or something strange in your field of vision? Marcus stretches. Nah, nothing like that. I just feel a bit stronger. Wait, does killing monsters actually boost your body? That's awesome! A twinge of disappointment hits me. It seems Marcus hasn't awakened to talent. After a brief rest, I lead the group upward. With more people, the search goes much faster. But we've cleared most of the building and there's still no sign of Chloe. I don't let it get to me. My power keeps growing. If I still can't find Chloe by the end, I'll storm room 1104 alone and leave the rest to fate. On the way to the 7th floor, I freeze mid-step. Quiet. Something's up there. Everyone behind me goes silent. I aim the flashlight upward and spot several massive shapes staring down at us. I wave the group forward. Up. Keep moving. I take the stairs in long strides. We quickly reach the 7th floor. Every light here is dead. Under the tactical flashlight's beam, all I see is a hallway littered with severed limbs. I frown. Everyone on this floor is probably dead. Call out a few times. See if Chloe is here. The group shouts Chloe's name down the 7th floor hallway, but there's no response. I lead them up to the 8th floor. When we pull open the fire door on 8, everyone freezes. Behind the fire door, 2 layers of metal bed frames are jammed in place. Through the gaps between the frames, we can see more heavy objects like wooden boards stacked behind them. Marcus tries to shove it. It doesn't budge an inch. Then we hear a commotion from inside. Hold it! Another phantom is trying to get in. Don't panic. It's daytime. If it gets through, we kill it together. Hearing this, I narrow my eyes, step forward and deliver a single kick. The metal bed frame instantly caves inward. I rip open a gap and slip through. Inside the 8th floor hallway, I see over 20 people on high alert. The one in charge, a young man with a buzz cut, eyes me warily. Spread out, everyone. If you've got a weapon, get to the front. Let's finish this phantom fast. On his command, several guys gripping steel pipes step forward. At the same time, Spencer and the others squeeze through the gap. Everyone calm down. We're not monsters. Spencer, panting heavily, grabs my shoulder. Jay, don't get the wrong idea. We all came up here following Ethan. Let's not fight among ourselves. Jay scoffs. Ethan? Never heard of him. The stairwell is crawling with monsters. How could you possibly have made it up here? Unless it was that woman. The moment I hear those words, I close the gap in a single stride and rest my blade on Jay's shoulder. What woman? Did all of you survive because of her? Jay throws his hands up immediately. Easy, man. This is all a misunderstanding. I tilt my wrist slightly. The blade draws a thin line of blood across his neck. I don't have time for small talk. Just answer one question. What is her name? Jay doesn't dare move a muscle. Her name is Chloe. The moment I hear that name, the weight in my chest finally lifts. I slowly lower the sword. Do you know where Chloe is? Jay catches the cold in my eyes and doesn't dare hold anything back. I don't know. But she said she was going to find some kind of node. She told us to wait here for her. That's all I know. 4 words flashed through my mind. The ritual node. Chloe must know something. I scanned the 8th floor survivors. Roughly 40 people. This is all Chloe's doing. Jay cautiously speaks up. Bro, your name's Ethan, right? We're all human here. No need to be hostile. Before Chloe left, she said, as long as we stay by the fire door and don't go into any dorm rooms, we won't be possessed by the phantoms. She promised she'd come back for us. So you don't need to keep risking your lives either. Just wait here with us until she returns. Jay fishes a pendant from his pocket. Chloe gave me this. The energy field it gives off is enough to protect us for a while. I take it and roll it between my fingers. Cool and smooth, with a single character engraved on the front. The back is covered in dense, tiny text. Serial number 09527. It's artificially made. I hand the black jade pendant back to Jay and pat his shoulder. We're heading out to find Chloe. You can either keep hiding here or come with me. Jay shakes his head repeatedly. Night falls in about 10 minutes. Why don't you guys stay here a while? Maybe by the next cycle of daylight, Chloe will be back on her own. I don't push him. My reasons for rescuing survivors aren't exactly selfless. I just want the monsters to have fewer people to eat, slowing down their evolution. These people should be safe for now. As for what happens after 4 a.m., that's beyond my control. But my indifference is what makes Jay start to waver, Spencer chimes in. We fought our way up from the ground floor. We should find Chloe any minute now. Besides, Ethan has already killed over a dozen monsters, and he knows a way out. Jay's jaw drops. What? You've killed that many phantom clones? And you know a way out that even Chloe doesn't? Jay sets his jaw and looks at me. Waiting around for someone to save us is worse than saving ourselves. I'm going with you. But the moment the 8th floor crowd hears Jay is leaving, they erupt. Jay, if you're leaving, at least leave the black jade behind. Yeah, go if you want, but don't screw us over. Jay lets out a laugh. First of all, I was the first person Chloe found. I'm the one who snuck her into the building that night. Without me, none of you would even be here screaming right now. Second, Chloe only lent me this pendant because I helped her. It has nothing to do with any of you. Got it? Seeing the 8th floor crowd still looking resentful, I wave my hand. Jay, stop wasting your breath. Let's go. Marcus, Kane, you two cover the rear. Anyone who wants to follow, let them. But if anyone tries anything, cut him down. I make no effort to hide the killing intent in my voice. The way I look right now, I'm more terrifying than any movie villain. The 8th floor crowd doesn't dare say another word. They can only watch as Jay walks away with me. Marcus and Kane take their positions, blades drawn, blocking the stairway entrance. Once they confirm no one is making a move, they back up and follow us upstairs. When I reach the 9th floor, my expression hardens. Most of the dorm room doors up here are still intact. That means one of two things. Either the students were tricked into opening their own doors, or the monsters ate everyone inside and then opened them. Either way, apart from the 8th floor, the higher we go, the more people have been possessed. Taking in the scene, Jay grabs my arm. I remember Chloe saying that possession doesn't happen all at once, it's gradual. The more people the phantoms consume, the more energy they harvest. When the phantom's main body receives that energy feedback, it can split off even more clones to possess humans. Something clicks in my mind. That energy might be spirit points. But I don't dwell on it. When I notice Marcus and Kane have caught up, I wave the group onward. Keep searching. Suddenly the ceiling lights go dark, the entire building plunges into blackness. Only the group by the fire door still has some light. I grip the sword handle tight. Careful everyone, someone probably pulled the main breaker on the 1st floor. Stay calm, stick to the plan, keep all lights raised, don't let go. But before I can finish, a door bursts open in the distance. A monster covered in blackish green rotting skin charges straight at us. I whip the tactical flashlight up and hit it with the beam. In an instant, the creature dissolves into a blur and vanishes around a blind corner. Everyone is shaken by the terrifying sight. Jay swallows hard. What do we do now? Do we really keep going? I give him a reassuring pat. The arrow is on the string. We have to let it fly. Chloe might be in any one of these rooms. We've come too far to turn back now. I glance at the time. 3:50 a.m. I issue orders immediately. Kane and Marcus, you two take 3 people and search the left side. Blades up front, lights behind. Harris and Yang, you two come with me to the right. Keep the light lances ready. Spencer, you and the rest stay here on standby. If anything happens, provide light support. I take off after the fleeing monster with my flashlight. Jay's shout stops me. Ethan, wait! I'm coming too. I nod and lead the 3 of us into the right corridor. Up ahead, a monster bursts out of room 903 again, shrieking as it tries to lunge. But the light forces it to dissolve back into a blur, retreating into the room. This happens several times, and the monster grows more enraged with each attempt. I slow my pace. I'm not going to rush in blindly. Instead, between surges, I sweep the flashlight across the nearby rooms, checking for hidden monsters lying in ambush. The last thing I need is enemies on both sides. Jay sticks close to me. What the hell is happening? This is insane. Maybe we should go back. This is way too dangerous. Jay tries to keep talking, but I'm already pressing forward during the monster's retreat. Jay and I reach the doorway of room 903. Under the wide beam of the tactical flashlight, the creature can no longer hold its monster form. It freezes as a naked student. The moment it sees me, it screeches and lunges, teeth bared. A flash of steel, and I cut the monster clean in half. Jay stumbles forward in disbelief. Holy crap. You're that strong? I flick the blood off my blade. Jay, hold the light and stay behind me. Harris, Yang, check the other rooms for stragglers. But don't stray too far. While talking, I convert the 20 spirit points from the kill into 2 attribute points. System, 1 point into agility, 1 into strength. But the system prompt makes me frown. Your agility and strength attributes have both reached their cap. Further increases are unavailable. Raise your player level to break through the attribute limit. I think for a moment, then dump both points into spirit. Instantly, my mind sharpens to crystal clarity. My thinking becomes far more fluid. After regrouping, I push forward with Jay, continuing to search. Most rooms still have their doors intact, each containing 3 bodies. Clearly, the 4th person in each room was possessed. We quickly reach the last room on this side. The door is still intact, half open like most of the others. I'm about to push it open when a cool, clear female voice rings inside my head. Careful, there's an ambush. I grab Jay and pull him backward. Move! Right then, the half-open door explodes outward from a massive impact, shattering into pieces. A hulking figure covered in blackish-green rotting skin charges straight at us. If I hadn't pulled back early, it would have been right in my face. Seeing that it's already in frenzy mode, I swing my sword and kill it instantly. But I can't relax, because 5 more wolf-form monsters are crammed inside that room. The moment the first one drops, all 5 burst out toward us, reverting to human form under the light, and surround Jay and me. My blood runs cold. Damn, that first monster was bait. I instantly assess the situation. It's dire. 2 monsters on my left, 2 on my right, and 1 directly behind us. The one behind is practically on top of Jay. Jay is in danger. All of this runs through my mind in 1 second. 10 points of spirit sharpen my thinking to near instinct. I charge to the right, a flash of steel, and the human form monster's head hits the floor. You have killed a phantom clone. Spirit points plus 20. Current spirit points, 40. Suddenly I feel a wave of intense dread from behind. I spin and slash diagonally. With a metallic clang, the Han greatsword collides with a massive claw. The impact numbs my hands. The monster's other claw follows up. I barely twist out of the way, dodging the killing blow, but it rakes across my chest. Fighting through the searing pain, I swing the sword in a horizontal arc before it can activate frenzy, and take its head clean off. I whip around. A stocky young man, already in frenzy, has both hands clamped around Jay's throat, screaming. Jay's face is turning purple, but the light lance is still clutched in his grip. The 2 monsters on the left, slightly further away, were initially held up by Harris and Yang, who had rushed over. But once frenzy kicked in, Harris and Yang didn't stand a chance. In less than 5 seconds they were both out of the fight. Their faces were beaten to a pulp, and half of Harris's ear was bitten clean off. Without the light lance covering them, both monsters shift into their blackish-green wolf forms and charge straight at me. I snap the tactical flashlight on and blast them with light. Only then do they revert to human form. I steady myself. First priority, the stocky one choking Jay. But the wound on my chest slows this swing considerably. It only opens a deep gash across the monster's skull. The stocky figure is instantly enraged. It activates frenzy and charges me head on. I grit through the pain, slashing left and right. The second strike finally takes its head. You have killed a phantom clone. Current spirit points, 80%. Status, redeemable. Meanwhile, the last 2 monsters exploit the gap in the light and rush me simultaneously. But I've been watching. I immediately switch the flashlight to wide beam mode, flooding them both with light. They revert to human form, then activate frenzy and charge in their human state, screaming wildly. Maybe it's the blood loss, but I'm starting to feel dizzy. My movements and reactions have noticeably slowed. I pull up the system immediately. System, go all in on mixed combat with all my spirit points. A chain of system prompts rolls through. My combat skill upgrades to level 4, expert. I instantly realize that skill upgrades cost double each level. Getting to level 5 would take 80 spirit points. That's absurd. But a second later I realize every single point was worth it. A flood of combat techniques and knowledge pours into my brain. Instinctively, I feel like I've been through years of real combat. In this single moment, I jump from a raw beginner into the elite tier. I raise my sword and meet them head on. The faster one catches a front kick that sends it crumpling like a broken puppet. The second monster tries to grab my waist, and my rising knee smashes it square in the face. Before this, I was relying purely on brute stat advantages. But now, with mixed combat at level 4, these monsters in human form are riddled with openings. One swing of the sword, and both heads roll. All 6 monsters are dead. Total harvest, 120 spirit points. Elapsed time, less than half a minute. Meanwhile, the 10+ people waiting by the fire door hear the commotion and rush over with light lances. Harris and Yang are slowly dragging themselves off the floor, their faces covered in swollen bruises. Luckily, Spencer found a first aid kit during the climb and patches them up. Jay clutches his throat, coughing violently. Almost got choked to death. Suddenly, Marcus's furious roar echoes from the other end of the hallway. Die! Marcus and Kane clearly walked into an ambush too. I rush over. From Marcus's account, I learned that although they only faced 2 monsters, without anyone to warn them, Kane was immediately rushed at close range. The spring blade was useless at that distance. If Marcus hadn't reacted fast, Kane would have been killed on the spot. Even so, a chunk of flesh was bitten off Kane's neck. Clearly the monsters concentrated their main force on me but didn't neglect Marcus's side either. This was a coordinated ambush. I'm deeply grateful I split our forces in advance. And if that voice hadn't warned me, the first moment of contact would have left me trapped in close quarters, even if it didn't kill me outright. My heart is still pounding. At the same time, I'm trying to figure out whose voice that was. Could it be Chloe? Regardless, we survived another round. I shake my numb head and check the system alerts that have been piling up. You are currently in a bleeding state. At the current rate, you will lose 10 health points per hour. Current health points, 85%. I look down at my chest. The blood that was gushing moments ago has slowed to a seep. After losing that much blood, only 15 health points gone. That probably counts as a minor wound. A normal person would have gone into shock by now. And then something even more surprising pops up on the system. Your basic swordsmanship has reached level 1, Novice. An unexpected bonus. I strip off my jacket, take the bandages Spencer hands me, press them against my chest, and wrap them haphazardly before turning to head upstairs. Jay grabs my arm. Less than 10 minutes until nightfall. Maybe we should go back to the 8th floor and rest, wait for the next daylight cycle. I turn and look at Jay's worried face, Spencer's tight-lipped silence, and Kane with blood still seeping from his neck. I let out a long sigh. I'll be straight with you. Me bringing you all along isn't charity. We're all using each other. Getting this far, you don't owe me any thanks, and I don't owe you anything either. I'm not making any promises. There are only 2 floors left. How you proceed from here is your own choice. With that, I stride toward the stairwell. Marcus is the first to follow. Just get it done. Quit overthinking. Jay is cursing under his breath the entire time, but he's right on my heels. Damn it. I'm regretting this so hard right now. Should have stayed on the 8th floor. But at this point, even if I die, I'm dying with you. Right behind them come Spencer and the rest of the survivors, all echoing the same resolve. Not a single person stays behind. The corner of my mouth curves up. Good. Then let's carve a path out of here together. A few simple words, but they set every soul on fire. But the moment I step into the stairwell, 2 people come tumbling down from above. I look up. On the landing, a monster is gnawing on a corpse. One of its massive claws pins a living person down, their screams piercing the air but unable to break free. I sweep the tactical flashlight beam across it. The monster dissolves into a blur and vanishes. Jay trembles behind me. Those are people from the 8th floor. Why did they come up on their own? I don't stop for them. I keep pushing toward the 10th floor. When we arrive, the floor is littered with bodies, human and monster alike. As the group enters the hallway, every face turns to the right in horror. 20-some meters down the right hallway, a mass of towering monsters with blackish-green rotting skin are hurling themselves against a translucent, crystal-like wall. The crystal barrier glows pale blue, like something out of a science fiction film. With every impact, the barrier shudders violently, as if it won't hold much longer. The monsters are packed together, at least 20 of them. I flood the area with the tactical flashlight's wide beam. Most of them revert to human form, but there are too many. The ones furthest inside can't be reached by the light and keep ramming the crystal barrier in their monster forms. Through the gaps between the creatures, I can barely make out what looks like people behind the barrier. I take a step forward. Chloe! Every monster turns around at once. Under the flashlight's glare, they remain in human form, but every face is twisted into a snarling grimace, staring straight at me. The familiar voice echoes in my head again. Don't come any closer. I recognize it instantly as the same voice from the 9th floor. Marcus turns to me. What's the call? He clearly didn't hear the voice. I flash him a grin. We kill every last one. I hand the tactical flashlight to Spencer. Keep us lit up. Marcus takes a light lance from someone behind him. Time to go all out. Don't overthink it. I'll take point. I don't refuse Marcus's help. I take a deep breath and walk forward. Only 7 minutes left. There's no going back. If I can't even handle these small fry in human form, how can I hope to face the Night Fiend itself? Every shred of hesitation has been burned away by the will to survive. From the ground floor to here, the only way is forward. I speak silently in my mind. System, convert all spirit points to skill points. Go all in on basic swordsmanship. In a flash, 40 spirit points are spent. Basic swordsmanship instantly jumps to level 3, mastery. In that instant, I feel as if years have flashed by. A torrent of advanced sword techniques floods my mind. I feel like a true swordsman. A fierce, indescribable heat surges through me, and I shift from a quick walk into a dead sprint. This seems to enrage the monsters ahead. They all stop battering the crystal barrier and turn toward me, shrieking as they charge. I launch myself forward. My knee crashes into the first monster's face like a wrecking ball. Its facial bones cave in on impact. It topples backward, knocking down 2 more behind it. Hands reach for me from both sides. I duck the grasping arms and sweep the greatsword in a horizontal arc. A head on my left goes flying. 1 clean kill. I don't rush forward. Instead, I crouch and pull back, dodging the wave of hands again. Then I swing the greatsword in a flowing follow-through and take down another monster. Suddenly I spot someone charging from my right. He lets the Han greatsword run straight through his stomach and clamps his teeth onto my arm. At the same time, another rushes in from the left, grabs the wooden shaft of my light lance, snaps it in half with a crack, and drives the jagged broken end straight at my eye. I rammed the remaining half of the shaft into his eye socket, then gripped the sword with both hands and bulldoze forward, using the impaled monster as a battering ram into the crowd. I bowl over several at once, then sweep the sword in a wide arc and decapitate 2 more. I glance at the broken light lance on the ground. I don't stop to pick it up. Instead, I plant my feet, grip the sword with both hands, and spin, executing a full 360 slash. 2 more heads drop. Spirit points plus 20. Current spirit points 100. Status redeemable. 1 single engagement. Less than 10 seconds. I've already cut down 5 phantom clones, but my earlier wounds have torn open again. The system keeps flashing health points warnings. I have no choice but to end this fast. I grit my teeth and keep swinging. Thankfully, Marcus and Kane charge in with their blades, taking a good amount of pressure off me. I finally spare a glance at the system panel. Your spirit points have reached 100. Would you like to spend 100 spirit points to raise your player level? Current player level 1. My eyes flicker. So 100 spirit points unlocks a level up. But right now, I need every point to translate into immediate combat power. So I dump all 100 spirit points into skill points and keep going, all in on basic swordsmanship. Your basic swordsmanship has been raised to max level perfection. Remaining skill points, 0. The instant those words register, I feel as if I've stepped into an entirely different realm. Is this really still basic swordsmanship? I feel like I could found my own school. Just then, Marcus's Tang saber snaps in half. Kane's spring blade has rolled over at the edge, stuck in a monster's skull. He can't pull it free, and in the next heartbeat he's tackled to the ground. In barely 1 or 2 seconds, both of them are in critical danger. Seeing this, I charge in with my greatsword and free them both without breaking stride. By now, blood is soaking through the bandages on my chest and back. The wrappings are completely drenched. My injuries are worse, my speed and strength fading, yet my combat effectiveness is somehow rising. I grip the sword with both hands, as if I've swung it 1,000,000 times without rest, day and night. Every single cut is flawless. Meanwhile, Spencer stands on a stool behind us providing light, but the beam is gradually dimming. Spencer grits his teeth and points in several directions. You guys, throw all the light lances forward. The rest of you, hold your light lances high and push up from behind. Keep your distance. Don't get in their way. Hearing the voices behind me, a weight lifts off my chest, mid-swing. I abandon the thought of falling back, and take another head. I scan the area. 9 monsters remain, all in frenzy, snarling as they charge. Up ahead, the crystal barrier is now mostly visible. I can clearly see a woman sitting against the wall inside, her hair tied in a high ponytail, watching everything unfold. That must be Chloe. Behind her stand 7 or 8 survivors, likely students who were originally on the 10th floor, now trapped inside, every face twisted with anxiety. I don't have time to look closer. I clench my numb hands and drive the blade through another monster's neck. The Han greatsword has been serving me well, each consecutive slash flowing seamlessly into the next. But the tactical flashlight is dying, flickering in and out. Just as the light is about to go dark, a light lance arcs through the air toward us. It keeps the remaining monster from shifting into wolf form. The light lance floods the area with brightness again. The corner of my mouth lifts. I feel a surge of invisible strength, and the sword in my hands swings with sharper ferocity. As I cut down monster after monster, my spirit points climb rapidly, hitting 100 again. Just when I think I can finish off the last 4, they all start convulsing violently, as if possessed. They clutch their heads and growl, as though enduring unbearable agony. I waste no time and sweep my sword across. The first one loses its head instantly. I pivot toward the second, but before I can strike, the second one's skull explodes on its own, collapsing into a headless monster corpse. My heart lurches. Something feels very wrong. I don't dare slow down for even a second, and bring my sword down on the third. Right then, an urgent voice rings inside my mind. Stop! But it's too late. My blade has already fallen. The figure suddenly warps and swells, its body shooting up to over 2 meters tall. My powerful downward strike barely sinks 3 centimeters before a razor-sharp claw catches the blade, locking it in place. Then a crushing force shakes my arms until they go numb. Panic grips me. How is this possible? The lights are still on. Why did it transform? And its appearance is clearly different from the blackish-green rotting skin monsters. The voice in my head speaks again. It has been force-fed spirit points. It's now a C-class phantom. When it takes damage or faces a lethal threat, it instantly shifts into aberration form. My scalp goes numb. I watch the black wolf's bristling mane flare out and curse under my breath. It's way too fast. I barely manage to back up and block. But the moment my sword connects, I'm driven back step after step. The black wolf doesn't let up. It lunges again. I roll to dodge the killing blow, but before I can get up, screams erupt behind me. I whip around. The black wolf has bitten through someone's neck. A casual swipe of its claws splits another person's skull wide open. Everyone stumbles backward in terror. After devouring the flesh in a few bites, the black wolf turns and lunges at me again. I can only keep dodging. In less than 5 seconds, 2 more are killed in passing. I notice the black wolf takes no more than 2 bites of flesh each time before immediately stopping and turning back to me. Eating seems to be pure instinct. Killing me is the real objective. After careful observation, I realize the black wolf only knows how to lunge, claw, and bite. It relies entirely on speed and brute force. I think for a moment, then make my call. System, convert 8 skill points, upgrade mixed combat. You have used 8 skill points. Your mixed combat has been raised to max level, perfection. Remaining skill points, 0. With mixed combat maxed out, I notice a massive shift in both my technique and my mentality. I feel like even if I'm cornered with no way out, I can still stay calm. While I'm upgrading my mixed combat, the Black Wolf charges again. In the gap between dodges, I bend down, grab a body the Black Wolf just killed, and hurl it straight at the beast. The Black Wolf snatches the corpse in its jaws, excited, crunching away. The moment it lowers its head to devour the organs, I'm already standing silently behind it. One clean strike. The massive head rolls across the floor. You have killed a phantom clone. Spirit points plus 30. Current spirit points 70. With the Black Wolf finally dead, I'm running on fumes. Blood seeps from wounds all over my body. But before I can catch my breath, the last remaining figure suddenly leaps up and charges straight at me. There's no time to dodge. I can only throw the sword up to block. The Han Greatsword, pushed beyond its limit, snaps in half. The Black Wolf sends me flying. I drag myself off the ground. I look up and see the Black Wolf staring me down with crazed, blood-red eyes, stalking toward me. I shuffle backward. This is it. This one has clearly learned from the last one's mistake. No more reckless charging. Even at my peak, I'd struggle against this thing, let alone now bleeding out like this. I shake my head. No, I've come too far. I absolutely will not give up. When the gap between us closes to less than 3 meters, the Black Wolf strikes, jaws gaping wide. I grip the broken sword in one hand and thrust at its neck. Just as those jaws are about to close on me, the Black Wolf's head jerks sideways as if smashed by an invisible hammer. It staggers. Then 3 gunshots crack the air and 3 bloody holes rip open across its skull. The next second, the towering Black Wolf crashes to the ground. I turn around. The crystal barrier has vanished. Standing before me is a tall, slender woman. Her jet black hair is pulled into a high ponytail, revealing a striking face with no trace of makeup. In her hand is a pistol with an almost absurdly large barrel. The people who scattered earlier see the threat is gone and gather back in with their light lances. The woman pulls me to my feet. I told you to leave. Why didn't you? You've been searching for me since the first floor. What do you want? And how did you know I was here? I can't tell her about predicting the future. Just as I'm about to make something up, the woman suddenly smiles. You're about to lie to me, aren't you? My heart jolts. Looking at this woman in full tactical gear, I suddenly realize she's far more than she appears. Seeing my shock, she tosses me a small blue pill. Take this first. It'll help your injuries. And here's a lesson. When you're going to lie, work on your poker face. As I take the blue pill, the system immediately prompts me. Spirit item detected. Spend 1 spirit point to view details. Screw that. I pop it straight into my mouth. The system prompts again. Bleeding status paused. Current recovery, 1 health point per minute for 15 minutes. Current health points, 65. Current spirit points, 60. The woman's voice comes again. Feel that? This pill suppresses your wounds and channels the spirit energy inside your body to repair itself, restoring a certain amount of health points. Now, continue answering my question. The corner of my mouth twitches. You must be Chloe. We're running out of time. I came to find you for one reason. The ritual node is in room 1104. Can you destroy the Night Fiend's ascension rite? I stare straight into her eyes as I speak. Chloe's eyes go wide. You even know about that? What kind of talent did you awaken? Wait, why do you want to destroy the Night Fiend's ascension rite? Don't tell me this is your system quest. Chloe's lips never move, yet her voice echoes in my mind once again. I give a slight nod. So I'm not the only one in this world who has awakened a talent. Seeing me nod, Chloe presses her palm to her forehead in frustration. Are you suicidal? You're still a total rookie. Why would you accept a quest like this? Tell me, what's the failure penalty? How many spirit points do you lose? I have no idea why Chloe is this upset, but it's almost 4 a.m. There's no time to explain. I clear my throat. We move first, talk later. The Night Fiend could complete the ritual any second. Chloe grabs my arm and pulls me forward. Then what are we waiting for? Let's go! A shout comes from behind. Wait! The survivors who were with Chloe behind the crystal barrier have all caught up. Chloe, you're not seriously going to some room 1104, are you? You promised to get us out. You said you were an official agent. Protecting students is your job. The group gets louder and louder. Chloe frowns. I already told you. The way out is the rooftop. Head up there first. I'll be right behind you. As she speaks, she uncaps a small bottle from her belt, shakes out 2 red pills, and swallows them. Seeing this, it clicks. Chloe's body is in serious trouble. But the students keep pushing. You say the way out is the rooftop. But what then? Are we supposed to jump? They're getting more frantic by the second. I raise my hand to cut them off. You guessed right. Jump from the rooftop and you have a chance to escape. The group instantly turns on me. What kind of nonsense is that? You're telling us to jump off a building? You're sick. Chloe specifically said she'd save us and get us out of here. You're putting everyone else at risk just so she'll help you. Just then, a chorus of voices cuts through the argument. We believe Ethan. I look up. Jay, Marcus, and everyone who was scattered by the Black Wolf have all rallied together. Chloe steps forward and pats the shoulder of the 10th floor group's leader. I believe Ethan too. Jump from the rooftop and you will survive. Do as he says. I came here to track the Phantom's true body. I've done my duty by you. I'm not your babysitter. The path to survival has been laid out. The choice is yours. The group falls silent, defeated. After taking the pills, Chloe seems to recover somewhat. She glances at me, then heads upstairs without another word. As we climb, I look back at the 9 people who have followed me all this way. My gaze settles on Marcus. Go with them, right now. Don't waste time being sentimental, and you need to remember this. As long as you're alive, I'm not necessarily dead. Remember this day. Remember everything that happened. Then I lean close to his ear. Especially remember, 3 years from today, between 2:35 and 2:45 a.m., you may be ambushed. Seeing Marcus struggle, I pat his shoulder. Remember what you promised before we walked out of that dorm room? You trust me unconditionally. Do what I say. Marcus gives one firm nod, turns, and is the first to head upstairs. Spencer and the others follow with their light lances. Jay is the last to go. He presses the black jade pendant into my hand. Never got the chance to give this back to Chloe. Pass it along for me. We'll see each other on the other side. Stay alive. I nod. No more words needed. The 10th floor survivors originally had no intention of going to the rooftop. They figured following Chloe was safer. But after stepping onto the 11th floor, one look at what's inside sends them scrambling back to the rooftop. The 11th floor hallway is shrouded in a thin black haze. I hold up a light lance and catch up to Chloe. Her expression is grave. She carries a compact flashlight. Everywhere the beam touches, the walls are covered in eerie patterns drawn in blood. On closer inspection, the patterns are slowly writhing. One glance fills me with inexplicable dread, as if a phantom is right next to me. But I look around and nothing is there. Every door on the left and right stands wide open. Inside each room is nothing but bottomless darkness. I can't see a thing. After just a few glances, an urge builds inside me, pulling me to walk in. Chloe's voice snaps me awake. Don't go in. Steady your mind. Max out your spirit stat if you can. This floor has become the core of the Twilight Nexus. Every single room could hold aberrations of varying levels, all waiting for the Night Fiend's ascension to succeed. That would give them a much better chance of crossing into the real world. Even with my strength and gear, I nearly died in there. I nod slightly. I have 1,000 questions, but now isn't the time. I follow Chloe all the way to room 1104. She stops at the door and turns to me. Are you sure this is the right place? If we pick the wrong room and run into something worse than the Night Fiend, neither of us is coming out. I nod without hesitation. I check the time. Just over 3 minutes left. There's no room for second guessing. I can only trust what future Marcus told me. Chloe turns and steps inside. I'll trust you. Stay close. I follow her in. The moment I cross the threshold, a cacophony of chaotic sounds floods my ears. It sounds like chanting, or maybe wailing for the dead. I can't understand the words. All I feel is a swelling pressure in my skull. Everything ahead is draped in black haze. Chloe's flashlight barely cuts through, but I can make out dozens of figures kneeling in the darkness. Further ahead, something massive and glowing stands out against the blackness. Chloe steps slow. This is the core of the Twilight Nexus, and also the node for the Night Fiend's ascension rite. Every figure kneeling up ahead is one of the Night Fiend's clones. We found the right place. The further we advance, the slower my body moves, until Chloe produces a spirit lantern from somewhere, and the sluggishness eases slightly. This is the Night Fiend's forbidden domain. The dark power is eroding us. That's why our movement is restricted. Prolonged exposure causes aberration corruption in humans. You turn into a monster, completely. Once the Night Fiend completes its ascension, it can cast a massive domain. The entire world would become the aberration's playground. Before she finishes, Chloe staggers. I rush to catch her. What's wrong? The moment I see her face, my pupils contract. Blood is streaming from every opening on her face. Her expression is pure agony. She grits her teeth and looks at me. Carry me. My injuries are too severe. I can't hold them back anymore. I hoist Chloe onto my back and sprint toward where the figures are gathered. After roughly 7 or 8 breaths, I finally see what lies ahead. A vast lake of blood fills the open space. Beside it, rows of figures kneel in unison before a flesh altar, roughly 1 meter tall and 5 meters across. I look closer and realize it's built entirely from human flesh and bone. Faces are woven into its surface, writhing against each other, mouths open in agonized moans. Every hair on my body stands on end. I don't recognize most of these faces, but I've seen most of them before, especially a few that belong to Preston and the others. Every person the monsters devoured has ended up on this flesh altar, and above it stands a massive 3-dimensional specter. The specter is unmistakably crimson, yet the light it radiates is a dense, pure white, illuminating every corner of the space. Bathing in this holy radiance, I feel an overwhelming urge to kneel. I couldn't understand the chanting before, but as I draw closer, I'm shocked to find the words making sense. They are singing a hymn of praise. O great Lord, you are the King of the endless abyss of souls. You are the sovereign of all spirits. You are the end that all existence must embrace. The kneeling masses and the twisted faces on the flesh altar chant together. The fanatical fervor slams into my mind. The further I walk, the harder it becomes to control my own thoughts. As the chanting swells again, my eyes flood with blood, and the pressure on my mind is crushing. More and more figures dissolve into raw flesh and merge into the altar. The chorus of maddened voices threatens to break me. Then Chloe's voice cuts through my mind. Ethan, wake up! 1 minute left! Destroy the altar! I snap awake, realize what just happened, and a chill runs down my spine. Chloe struggles off my back, and pulls a palm-sized grenade from her tactical belt. Use this to destroy the altar. Pull the pin and throw. I don't hesitate. I yank the pin and hurl it. First comes a boom, then an even more violent explosion. A massive shockwave and searing heat tear through the area. I've already pulled Chloe down with me, but my back still burns. When I lift my head, the flesh altar is gone. Charred debris is scattered everywhere. The specter that stood above the altar is slowly fading. Chloe lets out a long breath. We did it. Let's move. The ascension rite has failed. The Night Fiend is about to wake up. But before she finishes, her face changes. Quick, check your system for a quest completion notification. I open the system panel immediately. My heart drops. Nothing. The quest is still active. I look toward the altar. The kneeling figures nearby, now down to just 5, have not stopped praying. The system timer is still ticking. Chloe leaps onto my back in a panic. No! The rite's power is still active! Carry me over there! The ascension rite already has enough spirit energy. What remains is just a formality. Once every clone completes its sacrifice, the Night Fiend gains true authority. Of the 2 left up front, one must be the Night Fiend's true body. The other is just a clone. We have to kill the clone first. We can't let the rite continue. While Chloe is still talking, I'm already running. Do you have more thermobaric grenades? Why not just blow them all up? Chloe stops me immediately. No, a phantom at the Night Fiend's level is extremely sensitive to danger. If it senses a threat, it will wake up instantly. And a thermobaric grenade would only wound it at best. It would still interrupt the rite, but the Night Fiend would kill us both on the spot. A few strides cover the last 10+ meters. The final 2 figures raise their arms high and bow in prostration, screaming their prayers at the top of their lungs under the fading holy light. Chloe draws her knife and shoves it into my hand. No more waiting. The Night Fiend has already sensed us. We have to choose now. We can't wait until the last second, because once the final clone dissolves into the rite's power, it's all over. Your talent is related to prediction, right? Find the Night Fiend's clone and kill it. I grab the knife, cold sweat dripping from my forehead. My talent lets me experience future events in a dream. If I were still dreaming, I could just pick one and risk it. But the dream is over. If I strike the Night Fiend's true body, it wakes up instantly. Chloe and I both die here. Another impossible choice. Then it hits me like lightning. Wait, I know what to do. I raise my palm and slam it onto the nearest figure's shoulder. Mind read, activate! A warped voice floods my consciousness. Almost there. True authority. The embrace of the divine. My brain throbs with pain. I wrench my hand back. My eyes burn and swell as if I haven't slept in 3 days. My spirit is drained to its limit. But it's enough. In that instant, I've identified which one is the Night Fiend's true body and which is the clone. At the same time, the 2 kneeling figures complete their 3rd bow. Their arms rise to offer themselves as sacrifice. I raise the knife and bring it straight down, ending the clone. I hoist Chloe back onto my shoulders and sprint for the exit. You have successfully prevented the Night Fiend's ascension. Life or death decision complete. Quest rating, S. Quest rewards generated. Leave the Twilight Nexus to begin distribution. As the system prompts cascade in, the space around us starts shaking violently, threatening to collapse at any moment. I pour every ounce of strength I have left into my legs. In less than 10 seconds, we're out of the room. Chloe switches the spirit lantern for a flashlight. To the rooftop! The ascension rite may have failed, but the residual dark power will linger for a while. This time, the Night Fiend will awaken and hunt us personally. We need to get out of here now. Once we're outside, we're safe. I say nothing. I head straight for the stairwell. 20 seconds left, more than enough to reach the rooftop. Just then, the fire door ahead swings open. I flinch, then my eyes burn when I see who it is. What are you doing back here? Marcus closes the distance in 2 steps and throws his arm around me. What do you think? I waited on the roof forever and you never showed up. Of course I came down. You risked your life to get me out. How could I actually leave you behind and run? Did you finish the job? I carry Chloe to the fire door. Go, now! We reach the rooftop. Looking down from the edge, I realize the entire building is swallowed by pitch black fog. Meanwhile, the 20-odd people on the rooftop are all lined up along the wall, frozen with hesitation. What do we do? Do we really jump? What if we die from the fall? Jay and his group already jumped. How come there wasn't a single sound? 10 seconds until 4 a.m. If more monsters come up here, we're finished. While everyone is arguing, they spot me and Chloe. Their eyes light up. Ethan, Chloe, you're finally here. We've been waiting for you. We were so scared something happened. I don't stop for them. A quick glance tells me these are the 8th and 10th floor survivors. Spencer, Jay, and the others are gone. They already jumped, just as I told them to. Marcus scoffs. These fools are still standing here wasting time. I kick him. You're no better. Get down there. I leap onto the ledge. Nothing but blackness below. Then every light dies at once. Night falls. The system's countdown has vanished. I know it's 4 a.m. And it's not just the darkness. I feel as though I'm submerged in deep water. My entire body is sluggish. Even breathing becomes a struggle. Terror crashes over me in waves. Chloe's feeble voice rises. Now! The Night Fiend is here! I don't waste another second. I launch myself off the edge, Chloe on my back, plunging into the void. There's no sensation of falling. After a dizzying spin, my feet hit solid ground. Marcus materializes beside me, staggers in a circle, and nearly falls over. Then come more yelps as over a dozen people tumble to the ground. I survey our surroundings. We're standing outside the dorm's ground floor entrance. but heavy black fog still blankets everything ahead. Under the spirit lantern's glow, visibility is about 5 meters. Beyond that, darkness swallows everything. The light lances and phone flashlights only work within the lantern's radius. Outside that circle, it's like stepping into an abyss. I shout, "Run!" and take off. The dozen-plus people who jumped with us scramble after me, shrieking. A few are still retching, not yet recovered. I don't stop for them. As the lantern's glow moves away, panicked cries for help echo from behind, quickly turning into screams. My face darkens. The night fiend has caught up from behind. We've been running for nearly half a minute. At this pace, forget leaving the campus. We should at least see the neighboring buildings by now, but all that exists is the asphalt beneath our feet. Nothing else. Not even the bushes and trees that should line the road. I glance back. Even the dorm building has vanished, consumed by the black fog. With no sense of direction left, I can only run forward on instinct. Marcus keeps pace, but the others are fading fast. 2 people trip and fall. Moments later, their screams pierce the darkness. A pale-faced survivor from the 10th floor gasps for air. Why can't we get out? How much further do we have to run? Didn't they say we'd escape once we jumped? Chloe, do something! You're an official agent, aren't you? The rest are just as helpless and terrified. Chloe's voice comes through, calm and steady. The rules are not the problem. The reason we can't break through is because the night fiend has warped our perception of space. We haven't actually gone far. A distance that normally takes seconds could take us 10 minutes or more. Everyone falls silent and drags themselves forward. My expression is grim. This can't go on. We'll be run down sooner or later. Sensing my thoughts, Chloe's voice echoes in my mind. Keep running. I can hold on a little longer. The night fiend's ascension failed. It can't maintain the forbidden domain indefinitely. Don't let it catch us. Her voice is steady. The spirit lantern in her hand never wavers. But suddenly I feel something warm and wet on my shoulders and back. I turn my head, and my blood runs cold. Chloe is bleeding from every opening on her face. So much blood it has soaked through my entire back. I stop immediately. What's happening to you? Is the lantern doing this to you? Let me hold it. Chloe shakes her head. Don't worry about me. Keep running. The moment she finishes, the lantern's glow dims sharply, shrinking to roughly 3 meters. The resistance against my body grows heavier. A creeping, irrational fear coils around my heart. My breathing tightens. If I'm struggling this much, the others must be worse. Marcus is holding up, since he hasn't been seriously wounded or lost as much blood as I have. But the others are collapsing. The pale-faced guy clutches his throat and freezes. I can't breathe. I can't take it. Without the lantern's protection, his figure is swallowed by darkness. His voice cuts off. The lantern keeps dimming. The resistance keeps growing. I'm finding it harder and harder to push through. Then a twisted laugh echoes from behind. You can't escape. The voice starts far away but closes the gap in a heartbeat. Marcus's hair stands on end. What the hell? I turn to him. Marcus, I'm about to drop. Your best friend is about to get eaten alive. You got nothing to say about that? Marcus sprints harder. What am I supposed to think? I just want to run faster. I want to punch him. Being scared now is useless. I told you to leave and you wouldn't. The eerie laughter behind us grows louder. My scalp goes numb. I turn to Marcus, ready to push him to the edge. Maybe I can trigger his system. You think it's over once this thing eats us? It will absorb our memories. It can even take our appearance and go after our families. My parents are long gone. But your entire family moved to Haicheng, right? If that thing behind us catches up, it won't be long before every one of them is dead. You remember what Derek looked like when he died? Or anyone else? Did any of them have a body left? Your dad, your mom, your sister, your little nephew. None of them will escape. Especially your nephew, a kid that's small, soft skin, tender flesh. Marcus grabs his head and roars. Stop talking! Stop! Marcus whips around and glares into the towering shadow in the darkness. He takes one step forward and throws a single punch. The massive figure is launched backward. After that punch, Marcus freezes. Then disbelief washes over his face. And then every emotion melts into pure euphoria. Ha 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 ha! Buddy, I'm the main character. I knew I was destined for greatness. I'll have your back from now on. We're gonna live like kings. I don't even need to guess. This level of arrogance means he just awakened to talent and bound a system. Then the sinister laughter returns. A jet-black, wolf-like creature wreathed in dark mist bursts from the shadows and tackles Marcus to the ground. But Marcus acts like nothing happened. Before the night fiend can bite down, Marcus locks both hands around its wrist. The razor-sharp claws hover right in front of Marcus's face, but can't move a single inch closer. As the night fiend's body tips forward, Marcus flips with explosive force, seizes both of the night fiend's arms, and slams it into the ground like swinging a ragdoll. A deafening boom. Dust erupts everywhere. Under the dim glow of the spirit lantern, the asphalt cracks into a human-shaped crater. The sheer absurdity of this scene leaves even Chloe gasping in disbelief. What kind of talent did he awaken? Marcus lets out a casual scoff. Is that all you've got? As the night fiend tries to rise, Marcus stomps it back down, then crouches over it and hammers a fist into its skull. The night fiend's head sinks deeper and deeper, its entire body driven at an angle into the ground. Even the black mist thins noticeably. My entire body suddenly feels light. The suffocating, underwater sensation is gone. My heart soars. We've got this in the bag. Chloe hands me the knife from her belt. This blade is made of special material. With the strength Marcus just showed, he might actually be able to kill the Night Fiend. Give it to him. Quick. The longer we wait, the worse it gets. I don't waste a second. I rush forward and hold the knife out. Take it! But Marcus's face is white as a sheet. He makes no move to take it. Fist after fist keeps raining down. I can't stop. If I do, my heart drops. Marcus's face has lost every trace of the swagger from moments ago. All that's left is desperation and panic. Something is very wrong. I shout again. Take the knife! This blade can kill it! Marcus's body shudders. He slowly turns to face me. The faint glow around him vanishes in an instant. He topples forward, stiff as a board, straight into the crater at his feet. I rush over in a panic. Blood is seeping from every pore on Marcus's body. In seconds he's drenched red from head to toe. My mind goes blank. I set Chloe down and haul Marcus out of the hole. No time to check on him. I grab the knife and slash at the Night Fiend, but my hardest strike barely breaks the surface. I hack 4 more times. Each one only deepens the wound slightly. The recoil rips my own wounds back open. Blood gushes. The bandages on my chest are soaked through and useless. Health points keep dropping. 60 points left. The Night Fiend's limbs are twitching harder. The way its arms are moving, it's clearly trying to get up. Chloe struggles to pull the pistol from her belt and tosses it to me. You're not strong enough. You can't pull off a spirit-infused strike yet. And you're weaker than Marcus was just now. This gun probably won't do much. But while it's still weakened, pile on as much damage as you can. I take the pistol. It's heavy in my hand. I rack the slide, aim at the Night Fiend's skull, and squeeze the trigger again and again. Bang, bang, bang. All 3 rounds punch into the Night Fiend's head. Smoke fills the air. Bloody craters erupt across its skull. But no kill notification appears. The fog doesn't thin. A guttural roar rips through the darkness, seething with rage. My scalp goes numb. I drop the gun, hoist Chloe onto my back, tuck Marcus's body under my left arm, and sprint forward with everything I have. Just then, I spot hazy figures ahead and tense up. A frightened voice calls from the darkness. Something's coming, run! Relief washes over me. Spencer! Jay! The figures ahead freeze, then rush toward my voice. Once they enter the lantern's glow, the color slowly returns to their ashen faces. Ethan, it's really you! We thought it was a monster! They crowd around me with relief. I grab Spencer. You left ages ago, why are you still here? Spencer's face is stricken. After we jumped from the rooftop, we could actually see the outside. But then the black fog around the building suddenly expanded and swallowed us back in. I think we've been running in circles. Chloe, still draped on my back, taps my shoulder. That's impossible. The Night Fiend was still in the middle of the ascension rite. It couldn't have reached you, unless something even more terrifying emerged before the ascension was complete. Chloe's voice turns urgent. Run. No matter what, move faster. This new aberration must be far more dangerous than the Night Fiend. It's reinforcing the Night Fiend's domain. It wants to trap us and select the right vessels to possess. Panic tears through the group. Everyone picks up speed. Then a deep, magnetic voice drifts lazily into our ears. Don't leave. Give me your bodies. I want your bodies. This voice is nothing like the Night Fiend's guttural rasp. I turn and see a towering figure step out of the darkness. Sleek black fur, razor-sharp claws, a skull riddled with bullet holes. This is unmistakably the Night Fiend. But this voice... Chloe turns, her blood-filled eyes locking onto mine. The Night Fiend has been taken over. Something far worse has appeared. Something that can control the Night Fiend. This has to be an S-class aberration. The world is truly finished. Suddenly, one person is snatched mid-stride. The towering figure shakes its head. You, not suitable. In an instant, the person is hoisted up and torn in half. Blood rains down as the figure buries its face in the victim's torso and feeds. Everyone's legs give out. What do we do? Are we all going to die here? Just then, the lantern's reach suddenly expands. The fog thins. Everyone feels lighter as the crushing pressure lifts. Chloe manages a faint smile. Hold on. The dark power is fading. We're almost out. Energy surges back into the group. But right then, that ethereal voice drifts in again. Don't leave. How fortunate you are to have the chance to serve as my vessels. All of you, stay. The voice washes over me like a warm breeze, and my already fading consciousness slips. I want to stop. I want to let my exhausted body sink into that warm embrace. Chloe pinches me hard. Wake up! You cannot be caught, especially you and Marcus. You awakened your talents on your own. You are the world's chosen. You must never become vessels for an aberration of this level. If you do, it will be a catastrophe. Her words snap everyone else awake too. They pick up speed again, staying just ahead of the towering shadow. Then the crushing pressure multiplies. I look back. Everyone is moving in slow motion. Another person is dragged into the darkness. In the midst of the terror, Spencer suddenly stops. His eyes are full of tears. No one can save us now. Instead of being picked off one by one, let's all charge that thing together. We're going to die anyway. But at least one of us has to make it. Ethan, please live for us. When you're strong enough, kill that monster. Avenge us. Spencer screams at the top of his lungs. The others seem to catch fire from his words. In this moment, every single one of them conquers their fear. So what if we die? I'll come back swinging in the next life. My heart slams against my ribs. Not because their courage moves me, but because something is deeply wrong. Some people can lay down their lives for country or family, but these are ordinary students. Just moments ago they were clinging to life, fighting tooth and nail to survive. And now, in the span of a few sentences from Spencer, they're ready to die without flinching. That's not brave. That's terrifying. Spencer walks up beside me. I told you, when we face a danger we can't handle, I'd find a way to make the others cover your retreat. The truth is, I was just trying to manipulate them into dying so I'd have a slightly better chance of escaping. But somehow, the moment those words left my mouth, I wanted to stay and die with them. Ethan, you and Marcus have to leave. Carry our share of life with you. With that, Spencer stops walking. Along with everyone else, he charges straight at the towering shadow in the darkness. Tearing and screaming fill the air, accompanied by the bewitching voice fading away. My body regains its freedom once more. The crushing pressure eases considerably. Chloe's gentle whisper reaches my ear. Ethan, you and Marcus have to go. No guilt, no burden. I turn to look and see Chloe's eyes still glowing with a faint silver light. What they did was already a thought that existed inside them. It was simply amplified, overriding the survival instinct and taking control of their minds. Spencer was the same. In the ripple of his emotions, I sensed he wanted to manipulate the others into sacrificing themselves so he'd have a slightly better chance. So, I made him stay behind too. Now run. Faster. Use every second they bought you. It hits me all at once. Chloe is the one who sent them all to their deaths. Chloe tightens her grip on the spirit lantern. I've been tracking the Night Fiend for half a year. Only recently did I find a trail. The Night Fiend's ascension requires two conditions. First, a massive amount of spirit energy and flesh. Second, enough clones must be split off during the rite, and both must be offered as sacrifice. Remember the Night Fiend's traits and these ascension conditions. Stay alive as long as you can. And one day, kill it. I shake my foggy head and finally ask. From what you're saying, the phantoms have existed for a long time, but society is still stable. At least on the surface nothing major has happened. That means the government must have ways to contain them, so the Night Fiend has been slaughtering people here for hours. Why hasn't anyone come, and didn't you have a backup plan before coming here? Chloe is silent for 2 seconds. Phantom incidents are becoming more frequent. We can't cover every location anymore. I only found this lead recently and traced it here. But I didn't have solid proof. As a precaution, I set up a timed message to a teammate. If I didn't check in by 3:30, it meant something went wrong. He was supposed to mobilize armed forces immediately. I blurred out, "It's way past 4. Every phantom needs a human body as a vessel to possess. And according to the rules, humans are the ideal vessel for a phantom. So is it possible that your teammate has already been possessed?" Before Chloe can respond, the towering shadow closes in again. Pitiful insects. Where do you think you're going? Stay. I have already sensed a vessel among you that is perfectly compatible with me. My head grows heavier by the second. The spirit lantern in my hand flickers and sways. The crushing pressure crashes over me like a tidal wave. Chloe slides off my back. So it's my turn after all. I really don't want to die. The reason I came here alone is actually because of something else. Our squad hunted the Night Fiend multiple times, but it escaped every single time. I suspected there might be a mole. But humans and phantoms are natural enemies, so I never dug deeper. It was just a suspicion. But looking back now, things were definitely off. My teammate's name is Hansen. You can suspect him, but until you have enough power, don't go digging. Compared to the truth, staying alive matters more. By now, every inch of Chloe's exposed skin is covered in cracks. Blood seeps through, but she still raises her blade and walks forward, fading into the darkness. Only her faint voice drifts back. I saved you only because you're worth more than I am. One day, kill the Night Fiend. Kill every aberration you see. Stay alive. I don't look back. The moment Chloe got off my back, I pulled Marcus onto my shoulders. I carry the lantern and walk forward without turning around. Marcus's feeble voice breaks the silence. You're different from before. Put me down. Carrying me is only slowing you down. I can feel it. I'm about to die. Yet I don't hesitate for a second. I keep walking forward. As my spirit points drained to zero, my entire body shudders. I can feel my life force rapidly slipping away, being drained without end. On my back, Marcus feels like a mountain. My legs are heavy as lead. Then Marcus lets out a soft sigh, his voice barely a whisper. I already owe you too much. Why do you keep adding to that debt when I'm about to die? Why? As he speaks, a faint glow begins to radiate from Marcus's body, like a tiny spark inside a lantern, flickering and fragile, ready to go out at any moment. This is a side of Marcus I've never seen before. If only there were no monsters in this world. If only we could go back to being carefree like when we were kids. Ethan, take me home. I force myself forward another dozen steps through sheer willpower. Okay, let's go home. Suddenly the system's voice rings out. You have exited the Twilight Nexus. Quest rewards are ready for distribution. I snap my head up. The view ahead opens wide. Through my already blurring vision, a familiar asphalt road stretches out before me. The greenery on both sides, the nearby dormitory buildings, and the school structures further away, all come into view. My voice trembles. Marcus, we made it out. I'm taking you home. But there's no answer from behind me. My consciousness has long since gone hazy, my brain barely functioning. I don't even have the energy to turn around and check on him. So I just stand there in a daze for a while, until pure instinct drives me to get as far from this place as possible. so I start walking, heading out through the school's side gate until I reach a house nearby. I step up and ring the doorbell. Soon footsteps echo from inside. Who is it? Who's knocking this early? Sir, it's me, Ethan. The door swings open and a middle-aged man steps out. He looks about 60 or 70% like Marcus, and right now his face is full of shock. Ethan, what happened to... Before he can finish, he sees Marcus slumped on my back. He rushes forward and lifts Marcus off me, while shouting back into the house without turning around. What the hell are you standing around for? Get out here! Marcus is hurt! As he speaks, the man begins checking Marcus's entire body. When he finds that Marcus's breathing is weak but his heart is still beating, and there are no serious wounds on his body, the tension on his face eases slightly. I stagger around and start walking away, muttering nonstop. He's home now. I need to go home too. I keep repeating this over and over. After heading down the stairs, I freeze for 2 seconds. I think I forgot something extremely important. The quest rewards. How could I forget something this critical? There's no time to wonder why. In this brief moment of clarity, I hurry and open the system, and find the quest rewards have long been listed. Base reward, you may choose one of the following 3 divine sequences. Sequence 1, Berserker. Skill, level 1 Frenzy. When activated, your strength and agility increase by 50%, and pain sensitivity is reduced by 50%. Sequence 2, Illusionist. Skill, level 1 Mind Warp. You can detect the surface-level emotional fluctuations of a target. Sequence 3, Thief. Skill, level 1 Steal. Within a certain range, you can take a physical item from a target without making physical contact. Rating reward, quest rating S. You may choose 2 of the following 4 rewards. Option 1, Superior Recovery Elixir. Repairs all injuries within 10 seconds and restores vital signs to peak condition. Option 2, Spirit Points restored to maximum. Option 3, Transcendent Skill Access, Replication, single use only. Option 4, Personal Vault. Stores system-certified items. Please complete your selection of both base and rating rewards within 1 hour. Exceeding the time limit will be treated as forfeiture. Timer starts now. The system had the rewards ready long ago, and gave me a full hour to choose, but now there are only 2.5 minutes left. I fight through the throbbing pain in my skull, tapping the side of my head, and seeing time almost up, I make my decision immediately. System, I choose the Superior Recovery Elixir and the Transcendent Skill Access. The moment I finish, a test tube materializes in my hand out of thin air, filled with green liquid. I pull the stopper off, tilt my head back, and chug it down in one gulp. A cool sensation floods down my throat, and instantly a tingling warmth spreads through every inch of my body. Every single cell feels like it's cheering, and my entire being begins to surge back to life. In an instant, all my injuries are fully healed. But the fog in my head remains, and the buzzing in my ears keeps going. I check my status panel. Health points, 100%. Current status, abnormal. At this moment, I can't help but recall what Chloe once told me. If someone is exposed to the darkness of the twilight for too long, humans will gradually undergo aberration corruption. My current abnormal status, could this be the reason? I had assumed that drinking the recovery elixir and restoring my vitals to peak condition would let me think clearly again, but clearly that's not working. 1 minute and 20 seconds remain. I close my eyes and think. 3 divine sequences. Frenzy is already powerful on its own. It's simple and brutal, but if maxed out, my personal combat power would skyrocket to an absurd level. True brute force that overpowers everything. I'm about to pick Berserker, but then another thought flashes through my mind. It's ultimately too crude. The mental state after activating Frenzy might be unstable. Just look at the people parasitized by the Night Fiend's phantom clones. Every one of them had a twisted, deranged face, like they had completely lost their minds. That suggests this ability may not be as strong as I imagined. On the other hand, the being that controlled the Night Fiend is very likely an S-class aberration, one that worships the phantom god of finality. Then the illusionist path should be even more powerful. If Mind Warp is maxed out, I could potentially manipulate others like puppets on a string. The illusionist doesn't seem bad at all. Then there's Thief. This path could become absolutely insane in the late stages. As the divine sequence advances further, maybe I could steal non-physical things. Things like thoughts, attribute points, luck, skills, or even, just as the description hints, the rules of the world itself. Since I've already ruled out the brute force frenzy path, I might as well go all in on the steal and sneak route. After all, my innate talent is prophetic dream, which gives me the edge of foresight. I'm about to lock in the thief path. But right then, another thought surfaces in my mind. The future of the thief path is ultimately just my speculation. Even if it turns out the way I imagine, there could still be countless limitations. All things considered, the illusionist path is the most reliable choice. My brain is still throbbing with pain, yet at this very moment, my thoughts suddenly race with miraculous clarity, as if my mind has fully recovered. I think of all the advantages of Mind Warp. On top of that, I suddenly notice a new annotation has appeared beneath the illusionist path, one that wasn't there before. Woven illusions, the cradle of fantasy, reality and falsehood, separated by a single thought. This is absolutely game-breaking! My heart pounds, and I see only 3 seconds left on the timer. The pain in my head suddenly spikes beyond anything bearable. I don't hesitate any longer. I lock in the illusionist path. You have successfully obtained the divine sequence, illusionist. A wave of understanding washes over me. My mind fills with ideas, all of the methods for using mind warp. Whether it's just my imagination or the adrenaline finally wearing off, the moment I finish selecting my rewards, a crushing wave of exhaustion slams into me. I raise my fist and pound the side of my head several times. My consciousness is slipping again, but the desperate urge to go home keeps me from collapsing right here. I stagger out of the neighborhood, walking toward where my memory tells me home is. I carry the extinguished spirit lantern through the front gate. Even though I'm covered head to toe in blood, the young security guard on duty only gives me a passing glance and doesn't bother to ask. Mind warp really does work like a charm. But the 15-minute cooldown is still too long. I know I look absolutely conspicuous right now. I need to get cleaned up as soon as possible or I'll definitely attract unwanted trouble. Fighting through drowsiness and exhaustion, I finally arrive at a small courtyard. My heart races with both excitement and unease as I quietly climb over the wall. An old dog lying on the ground spots me and trots over wagging its tail, letting out a soft whimper and affectionately licking at my pants. A genuine smile crosses my face, and I gently pat the dog on the head. Once the mutt trots back to its shabby little doghouse and lies down, I quietly make my way to the front door and gently turn the door handle. Locked, just as I expected. I sigh softly. Left my keys at the dorm. I have no choice but to wait for Mind Warp's 15-minute cooldown to finish. Then I spring up and climb to the second floor, gripping the security bars and tapping lightly on the window. Before long, the curtain is pulled back just a crack, revealing a young woman in pajamas. She's about to scream, but I immediately activate Mind Warp, making her overlook all the blood on me. "Vivian, don't scream, it's me. Open the door for me." The young woman blinks in surprise, then nods repeatedly and turns to run out of the room, leaving me with her retreating figure. I let out a sigh of relief and jump down from the second floor. I don't want to wake my parents. After all, my skill only works on a single target at a time, so I had no choice but to wake my sister. She opens the front door. "Aren't you supposed to be at school? Why are you back so early and knocking on my window?" I wave her off. "I'll explain later. I'm a bit tired. Let me take a shower first." Just then, the chandelier on the first floor flicks on. A middle-aged couple rushes out of the bedroom, panic all over their faces, running straight to my side to check where I'm hurt. "Son, what on earth happened to you? Let me see, where are you hurt?" The woman's tears pour down her face while the man runs to grab the first aid kit and at the same time pulls out his phone ready to call for an ambulance. Thinking fast, I blurt out a clumsy excuse. "Dad, Mom, don't worry. This isn't blood. I went to a cosplay event last night, and it got too late to make it back to the dorm, so I came home instead. But I didn't want to wake you up, so I stayed outside all night. This morning I just couldn't hold on anymore, so I had Vivian open the door for me." Just then a teenage boy comes running down from upstairs. "Bro, did someone mess with you? Tell me who it is, I'll beat them up." I immediately stand up, pull off my jacket, and tear away the bandages still wrapped around me, showing everyone that there isn't a single wound on my body. Seeing this, my parents finally let out a long breath of relief. The fact that no one questions my story puts my heart at ease too. Family really does trust you more than anyone else. Watching them bustle around for my sake, a powerful wave of warmth surges through me. The dining table is already set with a lavish spread, sweet and sour pork, braised ribs, steamed crab, and plenty of candied fruit on sticks. Every single one of my favorites. The whole family sits around the table, beaming at me. My father is holding a Transformers toy, grinning and waving it at me, making goofy faces. My little brother sits obediently beside him, his eyes pure and innocent. My sister holds a book of fairy tales in her hands, already reading aloud in a clear, gentle voice. My mother wears a warm, loving smile. My body trembles. I sit down, pick up my chopsticks, and start devouring the food, feeling like this is the most delicious meal I've ever had. In this warm atmosphere, the pain in my head seems to fade, as if my family's love has healed me. I make a firm resolve in my heart. This is my sanctuary, the place I long for most when I'm exhausted. I will protect this place forever. After the meal, I feel even more drained. I say goodnight to my parents, sister, and brother, then head back to my room to sleep. Before dozing off, I plug in my phone to charge, planning to reconnect with future Marcus in my dreams. When I told the present-day Marcus to escape first, I had solemnly warned him that 3 years from now, on this very night, he would be ambushed. This time, Marcus only suffered from blood loss. He killed quite a few phantom clones himself, and his physical abilities far exceed those of a normal person. He shouldn't die that easily. As long as Marcus takes my warning to heart, the next time I enter a prophetic dream, I'll very likely reconnect with future Marcus. There are so many questions swirling in my mind. The biggest one is whether the phrase, "never trust anyone," carries some deeper meaning. If I truly can't trust anyone, then back when I first woke up, if I hadn't believed the texts from future Marcus, I probably wouldn't have survived. And if I hadn't trusted Chloe afterward, I never would have made it out. Lost in these tangled thoughts, I drift off to sleep without realizing it. When I wake up again, the headache is gone. I feel sharp and refreshed, completely at ease. I grab my phone from the bedside and see it's only 7 o'clock. I slept for barely an hour, yet it feels like a full day and night. I immediately open my messaging app and search for future Marcus's profile picture, but it's nowhere to be found. In my contacts, there's only one Marcus. Right at that moment, an incoming voice call pops up. It's the present-day Marcus. My mind snaps to attention. I immediately pick up. Marcus's urgent voice comes through the phone. "Ethan, where are you?" His voice sounds strong and clear, as if he's doing fine. A wave of relief hits me. I'm at home. Just woke up from a nap. How are you doing? Marcus's voice carries a hint of urgency. I'm fine. The real question is, how are you? Why are you at home? When did your family move to Haicheng? I pause, confused. What are you talking about? My family has always been in Haicheng. We grew up together, didn't we? If my family wasn't in Haicheng, how would we have known each other since childhood? Marcus sounds even more anxious now. That's because my family moved to Haicheng. How could you possibly afford to buy a house in Haicheng? Even if you sold the shop your parents left you, that still wouldn't be enough for a decent place there. Tell me right now, where exactly are you? An unexplainable irritation flares up inside me. I'm at home. What do you mean left me? Marcus, can you talk straight? My parents are perfectly fine. I just ate with them, and my sister and my brother, our whole family has lived in Haicheng since I was a kid. On the other end, Marcus suddenly shouts, What the hell? Your parents died in a car accident over 10 years ago. And where did a sister and brother come from? You're a freaking only child, aren't you? It hits me like a bolt of lightning. My brain erupts in a deafening roar, and the scenes in my mind, every single fabricated image, begin to shatter into pieces as if torn apart by brute force. How can this be? I stand frozen like a statue. My phone slips from my hand and hits the floor with a thud. The call disconnects. A splitting pain rips through my skull. I stumble out of the bedroom and look out. The living room is dimly lit. The four of them, my father and the rest, are still sitting around the dining table. They slowly turn their heads toward me, wearing stiff, frozen smiles. Little Xuan, come eat with us. I look at the dishes on the table again. They are unmistakably plates of raw meat. What in the world did I just eat? I stand in the doorway, my blood freezing solid in that instant. My stomach clenches violently, and a wave of nauseating revulsion surges through me. It seems I can't activate my prophetic dream after sleeping. And there's one more likely reason. My spirit points have fallen below 40. So when I was choosing my system rewards earlier, why did I pass up a full 100 spirit points and pick replication, a one-time use transcendent skill instead? Every inconsistency crashes together in a violent collision. My scalp tingles as if a bucket of ice water has been dumped over my head. Who has been manipulating me? More precisely, my entire perception has been distorted. Right then, one ability suddenly flashes through my mind, Mind Warp. In this moment, everything clicks. That's why the system had the rewards ready ages ago, yet I only remembered to claim them at the very last second. And that's why I had clearly made up my mind to pick a different sequence, but in the end still chose the illusionist. All of this happened because I've been parasitized by that S-class aberration. I slowly reach into my pocket and pull out the black jade shard. Jay had asked me to pass it to Chloe, but with everything that happened, I never got the chance. I've been carrying it on me ever since. And right now, this black jade shard has, at some unknown point, become covered in cracks. So I never truly escaped after all. Just then, a deep, magnetic voice echoes inside my mind. So you figured it out? But it's already too late. My head screams with pain. Every single word feels like it's being carved in by an axe. I have fulfilled your deepest wish. Now surrender everything to me. Let me achieve perfect fusion with you. Let me completely replace you and become you. The voice in my head sends an icy chill to every extremity. Perfect fusion. I don't fully understand what it means, but it's definitely far more terrifying than parasitism. In that split second, a tidal wave of terror crashes over me. I feel as if I've been dragged into another world entirely. What do? All 4 mental attributes are already maxed. I need to level up my player level before I can add more. The only one still low is Charisma, sitting at just 8 points. It can still be raised. This is a desperate last resort. System, put a point into Charisma. Just as I feel my consciousness about to drown, I finally manage to make the call. You have used 1 attribute point. Current Charisma, 9. The moment the system notification appears, the darkness before my eyes vanishes. My consciousness floods back into my body and I regain control. Even the headache eases up significantly. It's useless. You're just struggling in vain. The smooth magnetic voice speaks again, but I ignore it completely. Instead, a spark of hope flares up inside me. Raising Charisma actually works, and at this very moment the 4 sitting at the table blink in confusion, their vacant expressions dropping away. All 4 faces turn cold and sinister. Come eat. Now. My eyes narrow. Who are these 4? Why were they pretending to be my family? Is it because they were influenced by the S-class aberration's power? My mind races with 1,000 thoughts. Then the 4 at the table all rise to their feet and close in step by step. Their eyeballs bulge from their sockets. Their gaping mouths split wide open, and massive tongues lash out, stretching to 3 times their normal length. Their bodies swell, bellies ballooning grotesquely, and metallic gleaming spikes puncture through their clothes. The moment I see all 4 of them transform into monsters rivaling the fiercest of demons, a single term flashes through my mind: Slaughterkin. Just as the Night Fiend operates by the day and night kill rule, these creatures kill by inviting their target to eat. If the target refuses or doesn't respond, they transform and kill. The realization hits me in an instant. Facing 4 fully transformed aberrations, running is not an option. I need to earn spirit points and raise my charisma. I have no choice but to fight. The monster wearing my father's form lunges at me, its body still in midair as its thick, massive tongue shoots straight at me. I instinctively dodge to the side and clamp down hard on the middle of the tongue. Father lets out an agonized screech, frantically trying to retract it. The force I feel in my grip catches me off guard. This weak, I yank it toward me with everything I have, and the father creature is dragged forward helplessly. I raise my fist and slam 2 brutal punches down, splitting flesh on impact. The next second, searing pain shoots through my palms. I look down and realize the tongue is coated in corrosive slime. I quickly pull my hands free, then drive a kick forward. Father launches backward like a cannonball, crashing into Mother right behind him, and taking her down too. Meanwhile, sister and brother attack from both sides. 2 massive tongues come at me from above and below. I twist out of the way, and the instant both tongues start to retract, I snatch them both with lightning speed. Before they can pull back, I hook the door with my foot and kick it shut. Both tongues get clamped in the slamming door. Piercing shrieks ring out. Seizing the moment, I swing the door back open and fire Mind Warp at Father, who has just gotten back up. Father's eyes glaze over, clearly disoriented. He launches tongue strikes repeatedly to one side. Even though I'm right in front of him and I'm not even dodging, every single tongue strike misses wildly. One even slams into brother's stomach. I use the opening to pummel Mother with a barrage of punches, then leap into the air, raise my elbow, and drive it straight into her temple. From here on out, every strike is ruthless. In no time at all, I've taken down all 3 remaining monsters. While the 4 creatures have almost no fight left in them, I rush into the kitchen, grab a cleaver, and chop off their heads one by one. But to my shock, after being decapitated, the 4 aberrations revert to human form. Their still open eyes even hold traces of sheer terror. A chilling thought creeps into my mind. Did I just murder 4 innocent people? Then a soft, gentle voice speaks. That's right. You have killed your own kind. This world will despise you for it. Let us achieve perfect fusion. Surrender everything to me. This is a blessing from the divine. I feel my consciousness slipping again, but the burning pain in my palms snaps me back to reality. I look at my hands. This burn was caused by the corrosive slime on the monster's tongues. Wait, that's not right. I almost fell for your trick again. The moment I see through the lie, the illusion in my eyes warps and peels away layer by layer. The 4 bodies shift back to their aberration forms before my eyes. Although this battle was incredibly dangerous, it also makes me realize something. Not all aberrations are as terrifying as the Night Fiend. I open up the system panel. It reads, "You have slain aberration parasites. Spirit points plus 52. So the system had sent me the notification long ago. That alone is proof enough that what I killed were truly aberrations, yet I hadn't noticed in time. I immediately spend 10 spirit points to redeem 1 attribute point, then raise my charisma to its current level cap. As charisma hits 10, the system displays another notification that leaves me puzzled. Your transcendent skill Mind Warp has been enhanced by a kindred power source. Level upgraded to level 2. You can now easily detect a target's surface-level emotional fluctuations, and through voice, eye contact, and body language, simultaneously influence and guide the perception of up to 3 targets to varying degrees. Cooldown, 15 minutes. On top of that, in this very instant, the splitting headache and mental paralysis and every other negative effect vanish completely. I feel like I've just opened another door. The system's charisma stat may not be as simple as charm or appearance as most people would understand it. It's specifically designed to counter aberration parasitism. The magnetic voice turns furious in this moment. Wretched vermin! That power belongs to me! You will face divine punishment! I raise an eyebrow. So that kindred power source is yours. But what happens if I raise my player level and keep boosting charisma? What will happen then? Can I keep draining power from you? The voice turns ice cold. If you dare, I will abandon perfect fusion and fully parasitize your body instead. Of course, if you find me a suitable vessel, I can leave your body and let you go free. I actually laugh out loud at that. Can you really still parasitize me? If that were true, then how did I manage to drain your power? The voice in my head goes silent for a moment. I can stop interfering with your mind and senses, and guide you to the locations of false god followers. All you need to do is stop raising your charisma, and find me a suitable vessel. False god followers are those who worship false deities other than the phantom god of finality. Those pitiful things should never have existed. Hearing this, a chill runs down my spine. I instantly understand why I was so unnaturally capable, able to stumble upon a household of 4 aberrations just like that. But I keep my expression completely neutral. Who knows where you'd lead me? What if it's something I can't handle at all? You'd be sending me to my death. The voice grows anxious. How could I possibly let you die? You are my chosen vessel for perfect fusion. What I mean is, I still need your help to find me a suitable vessel. I let out a cold laugh. That's nowhere near enough. You're still a massive threat to me. I think I'm better off raising my charisma as fast as possible and squeezing every last drop of value out of you. The moment my words land, the voice in my head erupts in fury. Damn you, insect! I am a chosen of the phantom god of finality. You cannot possibly control me. That would be blasphemy against the divine. I muse to myself. So raising charisma really can tame an aberration. I say nothing more and instead start changing into clean clothes, looking perfectly confident. The voice finally deflates. Fine. I can grant you the authority of myriad faces, but it only applies to appearance, and you'll bear the cost yourself. Also, once you find me a suitable vessel, I will immediately upgrade your mind warp to max level. This is the absolute limit of what I can offer. Don't push your luck any further. All I ask is that you stop raising your charisma. Only now do I allow a satisfied smile. Deal. Right on cue, the system's voice chimes in. An aberration from the dark realm offers you the power of myriad faces. Do you accept? Except, you have obtained the transcendent skill Myriad Faces. By spending 10 spirit points you can change your appearance to match any human you have seen before. Maximum duration 2 hours. Cooldown 12 hours. The corner of my mouth curls up, but a chill settles in my gut. I survived this crisis far too easily. Not only did I kill 4 aberrations and earn spirit points, I even strong-armed an S-class aberration and walked away with a pile of benefits. Back when I faced the Night Fiend's phantom clone parasitizing Owen, I already learned a hard truth. These aberrations are cunning beyond measure. Even a mere phantom clone of the Night Fiend was that devious. So how could a being even more terrifying than the Night Fiend itself, an S-class aberration, be so easily outmaneuvered by me? I have no idea what it's really planning. There has to be a trap hidden in all of this. From start to finish, something has felt wrong, and every detail reeks of a setup, but I don't let myself dwell on it, because I have no doubt that the slightest spike in my emotions would let it read my thoughts and steer my decisions. I bury every plan I have against this aberration deep inside, refusing to let even a single thought surface. I'll wait for the next prophetic dream. I put on a fresh set of clothes, then grab a sheath fruit knife from the kitchen and tuck it into my waistband. Finally, I dig out a backpack and stuff the extinguished spirit lantern inside. Everything's ready. Only then do I answer Marcus's calls, which have been coming in non-stop. The second I tap the answer button, Marcus's voice blasts through the speaker. "Ethan, are you okay? What the hell is going on over there?" I quickly reassure him. "I'm fine. Don't worry. It was just a false alarm." Marcus lets out a long breath of relief. Thank God. "So where are you now?" After he finishes, Marcus gives 2 quiet coughs. I raise an eyebrow, recognizing it as a coded signal. So I ask cautiously, "There are government people with you, aren't there? Are they from the same unit as Chloe?" Marcus hesitates. "Yeah, there are, but they don't seem to be from the same department." Let me ask, but before Marcus can finish, a burst of commotion erupts on the other end. A few seconds later, an unfamiliar woman's voice comes through. "Hello, I'm from the investigation unit. My name is Tara. Ethan, you are in extreme danger right now. Tell us your location immediately so we can come get you." I frown. "I'm perfectly fine. Don't waste manpower on me. How is Chloe doing? If you want to know, give us your location. I'll send someone to pick you up so you can see for yourself. It'll also keep you safe. My patience is wearing thin. I'm on Taikang Road. How is Chloe?" Tara's voice stays cold and hard. "I am telling you in no uncertain terms, you are in serious danger. As a member of the official investigation unit, I have the authority to order you to answer my questions. And as a citizen, you are obligated to cooperate. Now tell me, what exactly just happened on your end?" I fall silent for a beat. When I speak again, my voice drops to something deep and otherworldly. "How is Chloe? Answer my question. This matters more than your life." My voice seems to carry a strange, compelling power. The moment the words leave my mouth, Tara's tone on the other end shifts immediately. She hasn't made it out of danger yet. She's inside a life pod, having her body repaired. She pushed herself way too far. An unexplainable wave of relief washes over me. I press further. "Where is the Night Fiend?" Tara's voice turns strange. It escaped. But the instant she finishes the last word, she snaps back to her senses and lets out a furious scream. "What did you just do to me?" I hang up immediately. Chloe is alive. The Night Fiend escaped. I can't make direct contact with the authorities yet. First priority is getting out of here. I leave at a steady pace, closing the courtyard gate behind me. Meanwhile, Tara is shaking with rage, storming toward the elevator with a group of suited young men and women in tow. Marcus is sandwiched between several large men, following Tara's group, until they reach the underground parking garage. Only then does Tara manage to rein in her anger. The nerve of him. He thinks just because he stumbled into some power, he can act like he's above everyone. Without official protection, he won't even know how he died. She turns to the young man at the back. "Is it confirmed? Where exactly is Ethan?" The young man with the laptop answers immediately. "Confirmed. He's definitely on Taikang Road." Tara lets out a cold scoff. "Move to apprehend Ethan immediately. Bring him back no matter what. Have the research division on standby. Once we bring Marcus in, extract his memories via brainwave imaging right away." That kid isn't being honest either. Just then, her phone rings. The second she picks up, a panicked voice blurts out, "Captain Tara, we have a problem. Marcus escaped." Tara shoots to her feet. "What? 5 grown men and you can't keep one college kid under control? Deploy the action team to pursue him immediately. Notify Marcus's family and demand he turn himself in. If he doesn't show up within 2 hours, put out a nationwide alert. The same goes for Ethan." On my end, having left the courtyard, I'm chatting with my parasitic aberration. "So you're telling me you can only detect aberrations within roughly 5 kilometers, and only the lowest level ones at that. And if they haven't revealed their aberration form, you can't even confirm it for sure unless you're up close. You're really losing your edge." A hissing laugh echoes in my mind. "Ignorant vermin. Clearly you don't understand that the higher the being, the deeper its secrets are buried. The lives that have been devoured have already been embraced by the divine." The voice turns fanatically fervent toward the end. I zone out for a split second, but immediately snap back. "You just used your power on me again." The voice offers a hollow apology. "Sorry, I just couldn't help myself." Then the voice lets out a surprised gasp. I can sense it. There's a little one somewhere nearby. My expression shifts. A faint hazy sensation pulses through me. I immediately recognized this as Phantasm's guidance, the same as when it led me to that family of 4. The further I walk, the stronger the pull in my chest becomes, until I arrive at a park. After passing through a decorative rock formation, a scream suddenly cuts through the air from the hillside ahead. I immediately draw my fruit knife and charge through the dense undergrowth. Rounding a thick tree trunk, I spot a slender creature about 20 meters ahead, crouched on top of a naked man, devouring him in a frenzy. I made plenty of noise coming in, yet the creature acts completely oblivious, its head buried in the man's abdominal organs. Only when I close to about 10 meters does it suddenly look up. Its skin is rotting all over, its limbs and torso unnaturally elongated compared to a normal human, yet the face remains human and strikingly beautiful. Even now, that blood-smeared face carries an eerie, seductive allure. In the next instant, the creature flickers right in front of me, but I don't flinch. My pupils flash with silver light as I dart backward. While keeping my guard up, I raise a hand to stop her. Wait, we're not enemies. The beautiful creature freezes on all fours, 1 meter away from me, her expression slightly dazed. What is it? I pause to think. What triggers your transformation into aberration form? A trace of shyness crosses her eerie face, unsatisfied desires. The corner of my mouth twitches. Right, you can go ahead and end yourself now. Her expression stiffens for just a second, then instantly twists into something savage as she lunges with jaws wide open to tear into me. But I've been ready from the start. The instant her expression changes, I drive the blade into her throat. At the same time, my other hand clamps down hard on her skull and I finish her off in one swift motion. Simultaneously, the system's voice chimes in. You have slain an aberration parasite. Current spirit points, 55. After the kill, I head straight to the park restroom to wash up. I slide the fruit knife back into its sheath and walk away quickly. A mournful voice rises in my head. Poor child. She was merely a false god follower, but she was still a pioneer, and you killed her just like that. I turn the word pioneer over in my mind, and a deep sense of disgust fills me. But I still want more information about the Dark Realm, so I shift the subject. I still don't know what to call you. The voice chuckles. I have left my homeland, yet I have not truly descended upon this world. I am not worthy of a name of my own. However, you may call me Phantasm for now. I stop talking entirely and fiddle with my phone. There's a text from Marcus. Those people just now are bad news. They're not on the same side as Chloe. Watch out for them. They're just regular people, but they're armed with firearms and could be a real threat to you. They've already tracked your phone. Whatever you do, don't get caught. That's all for now. Our phones are probably all being tapped, so don't contact me for a while. I open the search function and start looking for ways to avoid being tracked. After some searching, I decide to ditch the phone. After all, even if I power it off and pull the SIM card, it can still be traced. But there's a problem. Future Marcus connected with me through this exact phone. Could there be some kind of binding link? If I throw this phone away, will I still be able to reach Future Marcus? This is precisely why, even though I know the authorities have already tracked me, I still haven't ditched this phone. But if I keep it, what if they track me down while I'm asleep? Just as I'm stressing over this dilemma, an idea suddenly flashes through my mind. But before I can think it through, Phantasm's voice cuts in. I can sense them. There seem to be quite a few little ones nearby. My attention sharpens. I follow the hazy pole and scan my surroundings, my gaze finally locking onto the direction of that hillside from before. I take a closer look and realize the wholesale market sits on the other side. I immediately break into a sprint, but barely after I leave, shouts ring out from behind me. Stop! I whip around. Figures are closing in from 3 directions, more than a dozen of them cutting across the grass. Several black sedans are parked at the park's trail entrances. I have zero interest in wasting time here. Far from stopping, I actually pick up the pace. With 10 points in agility, I move like the wind, sprinting toward the hillside. In the blink of an eye, I've opened up a massive gap. Then a shout erupts from behind. Don't run! Stop or we will shoot! I snap my head back. With all my attributes maxed out, I can see 3 of them raising their weapons even from this distance. As something of a military enthusiast, one quick glance at those slender barrels tells me they're tranquilizer guns. All 3 fire, but I zigzag through the trees, keeping myself behind cover. The darts only travel about 30 meters before slamming into tree trunks. By the time they try to fire again, I've already reached the middle of the hillside. Meanwhile, the pursuers all grind to a halt, incredible speed. Physical abilities on par with a night watcher. Is he heading for the top? No, his target is the wholesale market on the other side of the hill. Move to intercept now. A suited young man barks into his earpiece while holding a tablet. Target will reach the wholesale market within 5 minutes. Prepare to intercept. Even if you can't stop him, you must stay on his tail no matter what. Confirmations crackle through the earpiece one after another. The 2 sedans at the intersection roar to life and tear off, leaving clouds of dust. Moments later, an SUV skids to a stop in the middle of the road. Tara flings the door open and jumps out of the passenger side. What happened? Did he get away? The suited young man with the earpiece straightens up. Report, Captain Tara. Based on the target's movement pattern, he's heading for the wholesale market to lose us in the crowds. Even if he breaks through the perimeter and enters the market, as long as we lock down every entrance and exit, run tight checks on everyone going in and out, and deploy enough officers inside to sweep the area, there's no way he escapes. Tara's expression finally softens slightly. Hudson, you're the only one I can count on. Hudson hesitates. The only concern is this approach could cause some public backlash. This market gets massive foot traffic every day, mostly college students from the nearby university district. Before Hudson can finish, Tara cuts him off with a wave. It's fine, do it your way, I'll take full responsibility for the consequences. Also, position tactical operatives at the elevated points around the market with sniper rifles. He's no ordinary person. He's tough enough to take a hit. Just leave him breathing. Between the Night Watchers and the Research Division's medical capabilities, he'll survive. Tara continues without a shred of concern. Over 1,000 people died in one dormitory building. Even Chloe was left barely alive. She's just an ordinary college student, so why is she perfectly fine? Doesn't that strike any of you as abnormal? The surveillance footage clearly shows her drenched in blood, barely able to walk. Yet she never went to a hospital. Not only did her body fully recover, she somehow gained parents, a sister, and a brother out of nowhere. There is definitely something wrong with this Ethan. Just then, a sharp-looking middle-aged woman approaches briskly, carrying a laptop. Captain Tara, our team just pulled the surveillance footage. Please take a look. Tara gives a slight nod. The video shows everything that happened after I entered that household of 4. Everything except the bedroom, which the cameras couldn't reach. The living room and kitchen are fully captured. This naturally includes the mother carrying out plates of raw meat and setting them on the dining table, while I devour them as if savoring a gourmet feast. The other 4 sit around me. The woman holds a bowl of crimson liquid, claiming it's a bowl of rib soup. The young woman cradles a blood-soaked textbook, babbling words none of them can understand. The boy giggles like an innocent child. And there I am, face beaming with pure happiness, tears of gratitude streaming down my cheeks. A scene this disturbing and horrifying, and at the time I noticed nothing wrong at all, but watching it play out on screen now, everyone present feels the air around them drop several degrees. A bone-deep chill crawls up their spines. Tara jabs a finger at the screen. Monster! This Ethan is definitely a monster! We have to capture him! Hudson snaps back to reality. Are we really the ones who should handle this? Maybe we should call in the Night Watchers. Tara's resolve is absolute. No, this time our investigation unit must produce results. We need to show those old fossils that the Night Watchers aren't the only ones who can deal with aberrations. Ethan's value far exceeds Marcus's. If we can capture him and access his memories, we're guaranteed a major breakthrough on this case. We might even get intel on the Night Fiend. Hudson starts issuing orders into his earpiece. All units be advised. Target threat level has been upgraded. Meanwhile, at the northeast corner of the wholesale market, 2 burly men glance around. Their faces are full of frustration. That guy is not human. That kind of speed, and that kind of stamina. Number 3 and number 4 went completely insane when they faced him. They actually turned around and shot their own people with tranquilizer guns. This is absolutely insane. Tell me about it. I'd rather fight a maniac head-on than deal with whatever this is. They could easily call in the Night Watchers to handle this. But that woman insists on playing hero and calling the shots herself. I honestly don't know what she's trying to prove. The 2 bodyguards grumble on and on. Then Tara's icy voice crackles through their earpieces. Target is located inside Building C. Why are you 2 just standing there? Do you have a problem with me? Both men flinch in shock, then bolt off in a random direction. I see him! He went to the 2nd floor. Go after him! On my end, I'm standing outside a clothing store, watching their retreating figures grow smaller. My understanding of mind warp deepens a little more. Just as I suspected, the effect varies from person to person. It's most likely related to their spirit attribute. Earlier, when I ran into the 3 with tranquilizer guns, 2 of them didn't hesitate to shoot their own teammates, while the 3rd visibly struggled with a pained expression and held his fire. As for these 2 bodyguards, the gap between their spirit and mine must be even wider. Not only did they fail to spot me, they also fell under my influence, which dredged up their buried resentment toward Tara. They even forgot their earpieces were live and blurted out the grievances they'd been hiding deep down. Phantasm must have done the exact same thing to me, except the gap between Phantasm and me is probably worlds apart. Right then, a warm yet deeply magnetic voice echoes in my mind. My friend, were you just thinking about me? I'm getting that feeling again. There seem to be quite a few little ones around here. My attention sharpens. I immediately pick up the signal. This time the guidance is crystal clear. But I don't head there right away. Instead, I start sweeping through this mall first. I know there are cameras everywhere in here. Everything I do will be traced before long. So I start by gathering a large amount of items useful for disguises. Then, in the fire escape stairwell, I use mind warp to control a delivery worker. I swap into his clothes and cap, and sort all the disguise items into various parcels. When I walk out through Gate 4 with my head down, a squad of muscular bodyguards is entering through the main entrance nearby. Even more are converging on every other exit. I keep my head low, moving at an unhurried pace, pushing a handcart toward the outside. Then a voice dripping with contempt rings out. Hey, are you blind? Can't you see people behind you? A bleach blonde kid with a bowl cut strolls up from behind, licking an ice cream cone. 2 young girls are at his sides. All 3 look at me with open disdain. Move to the side, don't you get it? Space case. In reality, the path is about 6 meters wide, and the cart is less than 2 meters across. Despite the crowds, there's more than enough room for them to walk. They just have to squeeze a little. But the cart taking up the middle of the path must have rubbed the bleach blonde kid the wrong way. He wants to show off in front of his 2 female companions. I pick up on his emotional fluctuations and read his intentions from his body language. But I keep pushing the cart forward. while simultaneously steering the minds of every nearby bodyguard, pulling them toward my location. Once the bleach-blonde kid walks right past me, I quietly step aside. Then I send the bodyguards a mental command. Heads up, the target is right behind you with 2 girls. The next instant, several bodyguards rush past me and charge straight at the kid. He has absolutely no chance to resist. 3 bodyguards slam him to the ground while the 2 girls are restrained as well. Every passerby in the vicinity turns to stare. The remaining bodyguards who had been closing in from all directions now rush toward the commotion. In the chaos, I quietly push my cart away from the crowd. Once clear of the disturbance, I round a corner and start dropping a parcel at each turn. When only 2 parcels remain, I reach a crossroads. The black-suited bodyguards have closed in from every direction, at least 20 of them. Some carry stun batons, others reach inside their jackets for their weapons. But sensing the crowds all around, they push the guns back in. Bystanders stop to watch with the curiosity of spectators at a show. I silently push the cart to the side of the road, out of the way. Then I charge straight at them. With my overwhelming stats and perfection level mixed combat, these men, unable to use their firearms, are all on the ground in under a minute. It happens so fast that some of the gawking bystanders don't even have time to pull out their phones and start recording. I walk up to one of the downed men, lean close to his earpiece, and deliver a single message. Tell Tara I've already spotted her. I'm coming for her next. Then I grab a handgun and 2 magazines off him. Under the horrified stares of the crowd, I pick up my last 2 parcels and walk away without hurry. 2 minutes later, I slip between 2 mall buildings and enter the inner pedestrian street. It's a bit noisy and chaotic, but full of everyday street life, which makes it perfect for blending in. I duck into a random clothing shop, change into a trendy outfit, then walk out of the fitting room with the sling bag holding my spirit lantern. When I return to the food street outside, uniformed officers are everywhere. Armed tactical personnel too. Seeing this, I scoff silently to myself. Tara really has pulled out all the stops to catch me. The authorities shouldn't be this aggressive. After all, I'm one of the very few survivors who made it out of that dormitory alive, and I've demonstrated abilities beyond those of a normal person. At the very least, they should try talking to me first. Whether through incentives or appeals to duty, anything would be better than a direct forceful capture, and deploying firearms on top of that. Thinking this, I open my phone again and reread the text Marcus sent me earlier. My eyes lock onto one particular line. Those people just now are bad news. They're not on the same side as Chloe.